Good evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium, where Mom is slightly lost on New Thalia. I couldn't find the transporter mat here, so it was embarrassing running around going, it's here someplace. I know it's here someplace. How's everybody doing this evening? I'm not doing great. I'm dealing with life. I got to visit with my son, which was amazing. That's always a good thing. I don't know, is that moms get along with their kids pretty well, but dads are always different, or am I overgeneralizing? Because the way I grew up was kids were relatively close to their moms, and the dads went off and worked. My dad traveled for a living, so I mean, he would be home on the weekends, and then he started working in town, and I started traveling for a living again, and so I spent a lot of my life traveling for a living because that's kind of a norm. And I could see how you could get distance from your kid, too. And then I came back home, and my son and I started beating up people together, which is fun, I will say that. I apparently have some ships in the Undine battle zone. How exciting. I'm lying, it's not exciting at all. But we'll go get it done. So I really don't have a game plan for today, but there is a new ship out. I did not watch 10 Forward Weekly because I'm tired of ships. Sorry, just tired of ships. Not going to watch it while they're talking about ships. If they ever start talking about other stuff, I might start watching it again. But there is a new ship out there, even though I don't want to hear about it. I have some keys. I've got some lock boxes. We could have an opening party. Good evening, my starlight. How are you tonight? There should be an accolade for how many times you go down here and rescue these ships in the Undine battle zone. Or, excuse me, repair them. Repair 100 ships, get some kind of goofy accolade. Well, somebody's already over here. Not somebody I know. I'll be nice and go to a section they're not in. I might only need 5. Probably run down here and get these 5. Get out of here. So I did the Kobayashi Maru. I did Arena of Sompek. No, I didn't do Arena of Sompek. Everything I did was Kobayashi Maru. I queued them both, and in my opinion, Arena of Sompek can go faster than Kobayashi Maru, but I think everybody was set up for spacey stuff. So I may queue it up here when I'm done and see what happens. But no, you can't queue it up and save it for later, more's the pity. But it's slightly longer than a red alert. Maybe 4 or 5 minutes for Kobayashi Maru. Well, that exploded. Do I want to start this up? If I start it up, I'm morally obliged to stick with it. We will see here. Alright, just send me three more ships, 3 more ships. That's all I need. This is another sequence I'd love to see them kind of tweak, because with some of these you get a nice number of ships coming in. And then there's this one where you do not get a good number of ships coming in. You're sitting here for a long time, unless you've got a lot of players with you. This would be nice. Tweak it up a little bit, give us a few more ships. I think it's the same issue with Dyson Sphere Ground. It can be tedious while you're waiting for the buff to get there. Oh, well, that's my 5. Where are we on this one? So I was having lunch with my son today, not a big surprise. And he was telling me about all the stuff he bought from the winter event. And I said, well, I haven't bought anything from it. I just put all the trinkets and stuff aside. And then I'll go back in later in the year and when I figure out what I want. And he had this look on his face. You can do that? Yeah. So I didn't need to throw away all the trinkets? No. Oh. Felt bad for him. It's been a while since he's played the game a lot. And he said he loved the winter sequence, though. It was a lot of fun. So well, there's something good there. And he got a lot of stuff. And I do have a few hundred of everything stashed. Just in case he needs some. Did somebody join me? Apparently not. It's a Taz! Hi, Taz! And if you're talking, I can't hear you.
Is it working now?
It's working now, yes. Can you hear
Hey,
me
Mom.
now? Hi, how are you doing?
Yes, I can. I was so close to getting my biorhythm into a normal
And then what did you do?
pasta and coma.
Don't do the pasta.
I know.
I know, it's good, but just don't do it. Find a non-carbohydrate alternative to that yummy, yummy pasta. And God knows they make horrible things like noodles made out of zucchini, which is just, ugh. No. No, I'm not doing that. They have it at the noodle shop. They're called zoodles, I think. And it's an alternate, even at the noodle shop where they make fresh pasta things for you. I'm like, I'm not going to go to the noodle shop and get zucchini. If I'm going to eat zucchini, I'll eat zucchini. Thank you. And if I'm going to eat noodles, I will ruin my day with all those delicious, delicious carbs. But it's going to be my choice. I'm going to not ruin my day by eating some delicious, delicious water.
I need to get more water.
That was on yesterday's list. Or Sunday. One of these days, I actually went to the grocery store, bought groceries, prepared food. I know it's just a concept for me. And I have the last of the chicken for my post-show snack. And hopefully tomorrow I'll have class. Though, it looks like we're going to have a snowstorm tomorrow. However, the temperature just went up to 55 degrees, so I don't know if we're going to have snow tomorrow or not. We will see.
Temperature went up here too. Snow is melting.
Yeah. We had snow the other day, and it's been kind of melty, snowy, and then since I got back in, the temperature's gone up quite a bit in the last hour or two. So I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see what we got here. I'll just let that sit there. And, oh, yep, we do have snowfall coming in. Though it may not stick because it's going to be in the 40s tomorrow, maybe. Then more snow on Friday, and it's going to be in the upper 30s. So mostly rain, it looks like. Which, it doesn't matter. We need it. We've been in a drought for a couple of years. First year I lived here, it rained almost every night. It was kind of nice. Thunderstorms, but they weren't intense, so you could sit on your porch. I could sit on my porch, and the overhang that protected where I was sitting was just big enough so the rain would come straight down. I could sit there and just enjoy it. It was lovely. All right, I did that one. I got, 42 to lithium. Ooh. I'm so thrilled. Let's get out of there as soon as I can. How can I still be in a red alert? So have you done your new event yet, Taz? Of course you have. Why am I even asking?
Why do I? New event?
There's a new event. It started today. It's either Arena of Sompek or Kobayashi Maru.
Oh.
And is it a 14-day one or a 20-day one? It's the first one of the meta event. And Red Alert just ended like an hour ago, so were you on this morning when...
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
So hopefully he got it in his 18 minutes of doing it. Hi, Mar Hawkman. How are you doing?
Hi. I'd been out of for a week and finally got back. Ugh.
You okay?
It's one of those things where my reason for leaving town is something I didn't like.
Oh,
And yeah,
okay.
it got worse when I came back. So
Oh,
yeah, that's not
well,
good.
I'm super sorry to hear that.
I know. I'm not going to bother you with the details, but yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're back. Somebody just sent me a message, which is probably nothing. And it is. It's we've been on for 11 minutes, and now I get the notification that, hey, we're going live. Woohoo. I
Mm,
like that timely notification.
yeah, their mailer demon doesn't really do it very quickly.
No, it does not. So yes, Taz, we do have a new event coming on here. It started hours ago.
I need to do it.
Okay. We have
Apparently
space.
they did. Apparently, while this has a newly designed freighter, this event does not have a flyable version of it, despite the fact that they built a new model for it.
Hmm.
I do have to wonder if maybe they decided to save time on the model by making it an NPC only style model where it doesn't actually have any customization options.
What could be? So the prize is the SS Antares Distress Protocol, which taunts all nearby enemies and provides the following boons, plus 10 all damage bonus, plus 20 firing cycle haste for energy weapons, plus 20 flight speed and turn rate. Um,
But
so that's the price.
upon departing destruction, all allies in a 10-kilometer radius get their universal consoles reduced by 20%.
That's kind of
once.
nice. So, give them a little something. Give them a little something something by leaving.
By
Or
leaving
dying. So, are you up,
Oh.
Taz, for spacey or ground?
Yeah, spacey.
Okay. We send you.
So this one, so basically what it is, it summons a ship, and when that ship is done and leaves, all allies get.
Yeah.
But the ship doesn't leave until
Well, it's got two options.
combat is done.
No, it's a 45 seconds. It summons it for 45 seconds.
So after 40.
You
Or
summon
if
it.
it gets blown up,
Yeah,
but there's a chance it won't get blown up.
If it doesn't
But
get
also,
blown,
you have to be close to it either way.
10 kilometers. That's pretty close. I mean, in most scenarios, that'll give at least one or two players around you that advantage. But yeah, what's the cool? Doesn't say what the cooldown is on this, but let's assume it's typical in 2 minutes or something like that. But yeah, so you summon it, then the next guy in the line summons it, and then right down the line, so everybody calls it in. With a 2-minute cooldown, even a 3-minute cooldown, you'd be able to go all the way through, and somebody could always be summoning it if you needed to. Now, wonder if the cooldown stacks.
I would guess that it's one of those things where unless it gives you some sort of a debuff to prevent it from applying a second time, you can just apply it multiple times.
Yeah, it usually states if it's stackable or not, but sometimes in these really short tooltips it doesn't say.
Well, that's the thing with cooldown reductions is that cooldown reductions have a different format because it tells you how much it reduces cooldowns by.
Mm-hmm.
And then it tells you if there's some limit to it because like usually the tooltips actually just go with the unstated assumption that it reduces it to its minimum value and don't really bother with trying to specify the exact numbers of limitations and stuff.
Well, this could be fun. Taz, I sent you a party invitation. Mar Hawkman, did you want to join us to do... Oh, you're on Klingons and you're doing something.
I'm in Sompek, yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to do Kobayashi. Weeboo?
We will.
We were going to do Arena of Sompek for our Sunday thing, but since in event you can only run it for 6 or 7 rounds, we're going to do Borg Battle Royale on Sunday instead. I'm planning to take this tune in to do it to see how far I can go with it. Is that a new ship, Taz?
It's the event ship.
Oh, I hadn't seen that name on a ship of yours.
No, I haven't renamed it yet.
Ah, okay. I may win. Cooldown reduction is also universal for consoles, for universal consoles only. Yes, but some judicious choices of consoles could make that really fun.
I mean, you can probably stack it with the Vovin one.
Oops, wrong firing sequence, Mom.
Oh, well, that was a quick run of some heck.
Not over yet. Yeah, it's round 1.
Wow. In that entire arena of Sompek, I only got 382 health heal ground.
Don't take as much damage for ground in that. What was I running? That I was taking some nice damage today.
Well, I mean, for the event version, you basically have to hold still and let things
Yeah.
hit you.
But even with that, unless you go in and you're absolutely naked, no shields, no nothing, you just don't take that much damage.
I mean, because it's wave 1 is normal difficult.
Right.
When you're on a captain that's set up for elite. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
No.
going to be super easy. Oh. Oh, I got a wave completion bonus box. And the normal QR&D box.
Oh, goody. We've got our plasma storms right next to each other, Taz. Dueling plasma storms. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Amazing.
Oh, somebody else set one off. This is good. This is good. Or was that you setting off a second one?
Have you heard Toy Dolls?
Don't think so.
It's 70s British punk rock band.
What's
And
the
they
name of
have a Toy Dolls. And they have a version of dueling banjos that is, oh my god, it's so amazing. I'll try and find it for you.
Lovely. Love to hear it. There was a comedian who did dueling tubas back in the day.
I mean, you can do that with any musical instrument, really.
You can.
Just that certain of them sound cooler than others.
Doing it with a tuba gets difficult because it is hard to do, I don't want this to sound wrong, the tonguing necessary to get the rhythm going and the speed going. Hence, there's a reason a lot of tuba stuff is.
Oh, yeah, it's like the mechanics of how you play the instrument determine the speed at which you play notes.
The mechanics of your tongue have as much. Yes, Maywin, it's called tonguing.
Well, in the case of a tuba, part of playing the instrument is using your tongue. So, you know.
Yeah, with all brass instruments, because your lips get in a specific position, your embouchure, if you will, tonguing really helps set the rhythm. It's not just the speed, otherwise you wind up with a lot of glissandos and you wind up with a lot of music that's just running together. Use your tongue to differentiate the length of the note, and a lot of times you can make it form the staccato rhythm that you need. And it's all based on how your tongue clicks off the top of your mouth. And it's tough to do when you're putting a huge amount of air out versus a cornet or a trumpet. Smaller instruments, so doing things like double tonguing, triple tonguing, while incredibly challenging, are much more reasonable, even through a French horn. Then you get into the trombone, baritone, tuba. Doing anything really ornate is very difficult. And congratulations on that 3-stream streak.
But
Are
yeah,
you ready for this, Mom?
Yes, what? Okay. All right, hang on. Let me take a look at that one.
Tell me when you hit play so I can play it with you.
Okay, I'm going to hit play. Hold on. Let me get to that one. And I'm going to hit play now. Won't be able to play it for too long because I don't want to do copyright. Okay, I'm going to have to stop it there, but I will come back to that, Taz. I presume you guys can hear that when I'm playing it. Mar Hawkman, Maywin, anybody, could you hear that when I was playing it?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, they can't hear it. All right. They can't hear it. Good. Then I can listen to it.
Hey.
I definitely have to come back and listen to that. No, I'm glad you guys can't hear it because I didn't want to do a copyright strike for no reason.
It's just getting better and better and better and better. Those two are two musical geniuses.
I promise I'll get back and watch it when we're done here. So who just joined us? It's a Graz. Hi, Graz.
Hello. Hello.
I have to send a message. Oh my goodness, my phone knows me. I started to type out Kobayashi and it self-filled it. My phone knows me too well.
Suspicious.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
It's a Chris?
It is. It is I.
What are you doing up at this hour of the night?
It's not even midnight. What do you want?
I go to bed at 9.
Oh,
Ish.
that's you. I won't be able to fall asleep until, I don't know, an hour from now, anyway.
I got into bed last night, and it was a nice night. And the dogs were out in the other room, so I got into bed and listening to YouTube or something. And the dogs realized I had gone to bed, and they came racing, and literally racing, and the big one... Did I really? Well, I'm sorry about that. I'll fix it, Talia. The big one jumped on the bed, jumped on me, and then decided it was appropriate time to start bashing her head into my chest. It's like, Mom, 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 Mom. And the other
My
dog's sitting at the
goodness,
end of the...
violence.
Yeah. So, okay, fine. I will go down
was
and
fine with me and
see
Hector.
how I spelled Kobayashi.
It has an extra A in it. Well, an A instead of an O.
Let's see. Yeah, go give me today's. Thank you. Kabayashi, thank you.
If we mispronounce it correctly, it's not the same
Kobayashi
thing.
Maru. There we go. Done. I hope you're all happy now. I fixed it.
My God, did they pick on you for misspelling?
Yeah. They don't love me.
Ugh,
First time.
grammar Nazis. Jeez.
That's my job.
Honestly,
Thank you.
don't you have enough over there? Anywho, how's everyone doing today?
Doing good. Doing good.
Good.
Maywins goes, no soup for you. So that was fun, but once again, we've got an event which, thank goodness, only takes a few minutes.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's
Need
most
that.
Star Trek Online events.
Sometimes, you've got the option of like a full episode or a longer TFO. At least
Yeah.
with an episode or the mini episodes, you can do them and bank them. And
Yep.
then they're done. And that's really convenient because if you're trying to do the 20-hour thing, it's really easy to just be able to wake up, go click, versus wake up and have to
Yeah.
do it on a couple of tunes.
Especially when you're not fully awoken and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing."
Yeah. Let's see. Yes. Oh, you could do it as a... No, not private. You could do Arena of Sompek or Kobayashi Maru as private events. I just think it might take
You
longer.
can?
Yeah. When you go into the private queue, they're not marked out as
You know,
being blocked.
Oh,
taking an elite
convenient.
capable ground character into Arena of Sompek would... I wouldn't call that a challenge, no.
No, if you got the proper toys. I don't know about Kobayashi Maru because it can
I mean,
throw a lot of
events
stuff
are
at you.
always set on normal difficulty. If
Right.
you can handle advanced TFOs, then they
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
have to throw anything
Those
at
don't
you.
have advanced or elite versions of the cube
Yeah.
because of the fact that it uses the skull scaling to ramp up difficulty as you do waves
Mhm.
instead of having a different difficulty level entirely.
But also
It's not like it's
because...
impossible. It's not like you were getting thrown into Corfez again.
Yeah, but it's also open basically from as soon as you're out of the academy, cadet to fleet admiral for levels for doing
yeah,
it.
their stuff,
So it's
especially
geared
for newcomers,
for
is
everybody.
really great. Yeah.
So Talia says she was helping out anybody with ADHD on my typo. Thank you, Satalia. You're so
But
polite.
ADHDers are really... We ADHDers are good in pattern recognition. We should be able to recognize what
What was that attention deficit? Hey, donuts.
I mean, in the U.S., we usually go with attention deficit. Ooh, squirrel.
Yeah, we sure do, don't
Oh, there are different types
we?
of
AD4K?
ADHD. Some people have multiple attentions.
Good one, Satalia. Good one. I have gone back to my theory that we're all on the spectrum of something. We just, probably most of us are in the, +2, -2 at the point on the bell curve, and there's a bunch of us on the outliers on the lower end of the bell curve. But we're all on there someplace.
Oh, we're all
Hello,
insane.
hello.
We're all insane. We're all crazy.
Yeah,
Much.
just at a different place on the crazy scale.
Yep.
Honestly, at the point that we're at in society, there is no normal. The spectrum is normal.
Yeah,
now.
That's just is that one thing I learned when I was a child in high school is that what is defined by
Child in
normal
high school.
I would hope you would be a child in high school.
is that what's the definition of normal is whatever the people using the definition want to be normal,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
really the actual average of anything.
Yeah, I mean, When I was in high school, it was mostly what would now be called AP classes that I was in. So there's normal in there, but that was not normal that would be in the regular classes. So, if you were on the top end of normal, they threw you into AP. But in there, then you had a whole different scale, which could be really humbling, I will tell you. And you'd be looking at people like Beth. Beth, you know who you are? She was amazing, smart, brilliant. Went on and did wonderful things in life. But, that curve varies. So if you look at all of high school, my high school is a curve kind of more slopey, and then when you get into the individual groups, the AP groups, the non-AP groups, it was a much more intense curve to it. But
Well,
so normal was.
when they're talking about baseline humans, though,
Oh,
there actually is a normal. There actually is a physical normal.
how so?
They look at. They look at. Hold on. They look at things like pheromone release, serotonin levels.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Now they haven't been able to define a normal because of racial differences. Because different. They'll have different levels of things.
Well, which is actually one of the really interesting things with science and modern medicine is when they have been formulating drugs for people, they always use as their statistical norm, and I use that term mathematically, is being white men. And then all of a sudden, the meds don't work on women, the meds don't work on black people, the meds don't work on Indian people, the meds don't work on Native Americans. They work okay on white men, which is why my husband lived through cancer for so many years, because he's the norm. And the same drug wouldn't work on the next person who wasn't his genetic makeup. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, yeah, hey, you're right, people's bodies aren't exactly the same across the board.
It's particularly interesting when you have people who are passive carriers of sickle cell anemia because of the fact that because of the fact that the key characteristic of sickle cell anemia is a deformation in your red blood cells.
Correct.
That changes the way your blood cells absorb certain compounds.
Yep.
So certain medications just won't get absorbed by your blood cells.
You don't necessarily want your blood cells to absorb medications. Yes, that's part of it too. But yeah, you're absolutely right, especially when somebody is sickling and the cell crenates even further and you're trying to give them meds that will help the cells re-expand, and they don't want to because the barrier is different now. Sickling is interesting. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
It's actually an interesting thing because one thing people who are doing some serious studies on it have figured out is that part of the reason why that particular region of the world has so many people with sickle cell anemia is that the nature of the change it makes to your blood cells gives you some level of resistance
To
to
malaria. Yeah, exactly.
But it gets even more so is that sickle crises are based on air temperature, air pressure.
Temperature too, though. Temperature too.
Right, but like being at near sea level means you're probably never going to have the right environmental stimulus to have a sickle crisis.
Well, that's not true.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the things
that is not true at all, brother. It happens in Baltimore and on the East Coast all the time.
Baltimore is not.
They have sickle cell anemia.
Of course they do.
That's a rather large thing. The University of Maryland actually has a whole entire, department for it.
Yeah, well, I was at University of Chicago, which didn't have a department dedicated to it, but we worked with a bunch of children's hospitals, and children's hospitals in Chicago do focus a lot on sickle cell. And we would treat kids and adults who would come in crisis. But kids in crisis are really a concern because it causes organ damage, brain damage, things like that. With adults, we can sometimes do other stuff. And sadly, sometimes people don't make it being an adult because you go into crisis and you can die. So red cell exchanges, where basically we're sucking the blood out, taking off the red cells that are sickling, and then transfusing in just the red cells, not whole blood, but just the red cells. But it takes a while. It takes a while to make that happen, and then they're still in crisis for a while. Because
Okay, well, what I meant to say was like the people who have like one copy of the gene aren't going to have a sickle crisis at sea level.
yeah,
They need like some extreme nonsense like
so
climbing
there's sickle cell markers where you have part of the gene, and then there's people who carry the full sickle cell trait where they have all the genes for it. And even those won't go into full-time crisis, but change in air pressure, change in temperature.
I mean, an extreme case for someone who's a carrier can kill you. It's not the same as a full-on attack, but it
Shall
can.
we queue up for something?
Yes, we should, instead of talking just about sickle cell. Fun as it is.
I'm staring at my macrovirus while I take an acid bath on Nukara.
Oh, delightful. Would anybody like to join Taz and me to do something?
I would.
Okay. Chris?
Who needs to do the event?
Well, we just did, but we can do it again. I don't have a problem with doing it.
Okay.
The lithium's fine.
I could do it. 'cause
Okie
I've just
dokie,
looked in
Chris.
since
Gonna
the patch
send
for
you-
the first time.
I promise, Chris, we won't do the ground version when you're around.
What? But you promised me Arena of Sunpack the first time.
You haven't done Arena of Sompek?
No. I'm trying to make a joke that you promised me the first go round we would do the arena.
Did I really promise you that?
No.
Oh.
I'm trying to poke Chris.
Drag Chris. You mean we're going to drag Chris into it? He's going to get to the doorway and go, nope.
Yeah, there is an Alt F4 button combination on my keyboard.
The thing that's really cool.
No,
The thing that's cool
We
about
don't-
Arena of Sompek, though, is you have the opt-in button. When everybody gets up and talks to whatever it is, Worf's brother, Tony Todd, it gives you the option to now just click and enter. And as soon as all
Heard
5
that.
people have clicked it, we're good.
we've
Pardon?
uploaded a virus to your computer, Chris. It won't let you quit.
Don't worry, there's still a wee woo.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
And watch, and
I do read
the
what's
cancel
popping up.
button will be, marked out
straight up, wee woo,
straight up.
Indeed.
wee woo it is.
Ooh, code a virus so that it automatically launches the TFO as soon as it pops up for him.
Yeah. And also, the decline is now accept.
I came to Stowe 14 years ago to fly starships, not run on a poorly designed control scheme on ground and pew-pew
Picky, picky, picky.
on guns.
Yeah,
But-
really.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
picky.
Kirk in the rest of the series went on away missions to the ground.
Yeah, I never cared for Kirk. Sorry.
That's sword fights in Stowe are actually kind of fun.
We were
Yeah,
talking
but
about
it wasn't
sickle cell, I started
the
reading it.
least liked.
So you do seem very well versed on sickle cell.
Me personally, it's like I'm someone who like read this college level genetics textbook when I was a teenager because someone in my family had it and I felt like reading it.
Someone in your family had sickle cell? That's unusual.
No, I was saying that they had a college level.
Oh, they had a
genetic
college level textbook. I misunderstood that.
This particular one had an entire chapter about sickle cell anemia
Yeah.
because of the fact that it has been something that has been so heavily studied, and they were using it as an example of a genetic marker that is both easily identified and easily treated now that we know what it is and how it works.
Mhm.
Kinda easily treated.
Well, yeah, it's not easily treated, but if you know what it, if you know you've got the markers, then you choose wisely when you get married and decide about having kids. And if you've got the trait, there's a lot of things you can be more aware of in terms of things to do. Like,
Yeah, they're working on. It was University of Maryland and Mayo Clinic are currently working on a treatment that it does. What do you call it? The RNA treatment.
oh, really? That's fascinating.
Yeah. They're trying to figure out how to kill it because it's getting rampant on the East Coast. There's no,
Getting
there's no accountability. when you have children.
Okay,
You know?
speaking of things that are getting rampant on the East Coast, this was announced yesterday, and I know I can talk about it. Games Workshop is talking about putting their U.S. headquarters, not the operations headquarters, but like a Warhammer Forge World location in Washington, D.C.
Ew.
Okay,
Why?
good.
They had one in Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, Glen Burnie. Sorry, Glen Burnie, Maryland. Why? Why? It's like
Yep.
an hour and a half up the street.
Yep. But my son and I were
Why?
talking about it, and I'm thinking, would I ever go to D.C. to do that? No.
Hell no.
No.
Why the Laird of the Devil? Why there?
I don't know, and they just announced it yesterday, and it won't be for at least 2 years that it gets built. Well, year and a half. It's
Well,
almost 2 years.
Maybe someone can knock this out of their head. And
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, I'm thinking
I wonder how
this.
long it'll take before they close the store once they open it because of theft.
I don't think it'll take long when they realize that they're
When
not.
you overinvest into something like that, you will try to paint this as a success and you will try to wing it, but that's not.
Yeah, well, they're going to probably have to make a 5-year commitment, so they're going to be into it for a while. But it's.
I'm
I
betting
thought they had a Forge World in New York City.
No, I don't think they've ever had a Forge World there. I think you're right about the Baltimore one, but that was a while ago. And then they've got the
Yeah,
physical locations for operations in Texas and Tennessee. Am I right about it being Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Nope. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like
My
their shipping operations are out of Tennessee. Something like that.
My
Oh.
personal guess as for why they're doing this is they were thinking, like, what can we do as a PR stunt that won't cost us, well, that will potentially give us, a profit long term and give people a reason to get excited short term.
Right, but I can't think of many Americans who are willing to go to Washington, D.C. One, because it's expensive. It's not easy to get there because the airports suck. I usually fly into Baltimore and take the train down. And I only do it for business, and I leave that day. I never stay overnight. It's not a particularly safe part of the planet.
Why you got moved?
As someone who used to live in that area,
Oh my God, I'm so sorry about that.
I understand where you're going with this, but also there's the fact that in the what's the word for this? They could potentially have a location that's close enough to the DC Metro Rail system that they could have people from like everywhere within like a 1 hour radius
Mm-hmm.
take the DC Metro Rail to get to where they are.
Right, so
You know what?
that's feasible, but
wonder-
if you want it as a vacation spot, would...
Here's a better location.
Hmm.
You know where the post office is at BWI Airport? They've got a huge complex right there. Half of it's empty.
Oh, that's a better thought.
Be a better place because it's stitched right off of the highway, off of 95.
Yes, but if that's owned by the U.S. Postal Service, they're probably not going.
They're renting it out.
Yeah.
Really? No.
Yeah.
Remember, the post office is poor right now. They're trying to find a way to make their money to, pay for themselves.
Yeah. What were you saying, Taz?
They're changing tax laws. They're changing postage law
I
rules
was
too.
I was saying I was wondering how the courting of Greenland is going.
I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah. I haven't talked to any of the Greenlanders about it, but apparently a lot of Canadians think it's a good idea. So who knows how this is going to end up.
Just does anyone?
Probably nothing will happen to. Okay, look. What the key thing is, they want more access to Greenland's resources and to its land to build early warning defense, which they already do. Now they want the resources that they're discovering since Greenland's melting.
Well, one
That's
thing
what they want.
I looked up recently that I had never heard of before was that technically Canada actually now has a land border with Denmark. There's some
They're an
tiny
island?
little there's some tiny little island that's located in the sea between Nunavut and Greenland that
the Whiskey War.
yeah, exactly, that one. It's like there was a question of who owned it between Canada and Uh, yeah, between Canada and Denmark, and then eventually they decided to just split it straight down the middle.
Yeah, but pretty much what happened is there's like Canada came along, put a bottle of whiskey in the middle. Denmark comes along a few months later, takes their bottle, it puts a Danish bottle of whiskey on. They kept going back and forth, just exchanging whiskeys.
Honestly, we got enough problems in this country. Let's keep our hands to ourselves, figure out what's going on here, deal with this before we deal with anything else. Somebody else said this.
Power play.
Honestly,
It can be a power play, but in 4 years, or 3 years, when he's out of office, we got to fix it. Why not just not put ourselves in that position right now? And let's not talk politics. Let's talk Star Trek.
No, there doesn't exist a military that can go up against the US on the planet at the moment.
Yeah, but let's not go
Why
off
not
and
just annex it?
just let's not go off in that direction of thinking about that stuff. Somebody might think they can, and then we're going to get in trouble, and bad things are
What?
going to happen.
Somebody,
gonna try it at this point.
Yeah, at this point, dudes, not you dudes, dudes in the planet, hands in your pockets, think about what you're doing. Don't go touching other people's stuff. Hey, we're flying over Chicago. How cool is that? Well, okay, technically we're flying over the Atlantic, but I can see Chicago I can see my house from here.
Aw.
Not quite. There's a cloud over
I
it
mean,
at the moment, which
Are
is
you sure it's standing in 2411?
no, it's barely going to be standing in 20 years. These houses
My
weren't
question
designed.
is, what is the population of Earth, right? In Star Trek?
Oh, in
Like,
Star Trek,
are we over 8 billion? Are
Yeah.
we over 8 billion? Are we lower than that?
That's
a lot of
a
humans
great
died.
question.
There actually was
there.
a scene in one of the movies. I think it was First Contact, where they actually give a population for Earth.
Believe it or not, it's actually listed here. The
I thought
population
they
in
were Borg already.
2370 is considered to be about 4.2 billion humans. Because
Wow.
many, yeah, about half of what we are right now, because so many people have gone off.
well,
Oh yeah, there are colonies.
Yeah,
there
there's-
were
everywhere.
stations, there were outposts.
So that's 2370. We
starship.
can assume that by
Well,
the
it
time by
changed.
2411 it won't have changed that much. That's only 40 years.
yeah, I think probably lost at least somewhere around 1 billion from the.
Yeah, plus we have to
World War
remember that we
III.
were rebuilding from the
Yeah.
Third World War, when
Yeah,
there was
the
a
and
huge destruction and a lot of
Billions
capital.
died.
But but still, let's say that by the time of Enterprise, we're at, let's say, just 6.5 to 7 billion.
I'm just saying, if there
But-
were a Farscape-like wormhole in our orbit that led to a Star Trek universe, I would probably be the first one on a canoe paddling through it.
No. I'd be pushing you out of the way, Taz. I'd be like, you're next. You're next. You can go next. I'm going first.
I could definitely see Mom and Taz trying to elbow each other out of the way.
Oh boy, I'm going to be taking my paddle and smacking him in the head.
Not
Then all of a sudden,
knowing I've already netted them, and right ahead of them.
It would be a matter of women, children, and Renaissance troubadours in 13th century costumes first, or whatever that line was. I hope you all know that line, so I don't have to try and remember it. So what should we do, folks, since we're all here?
I'm trying to find what the exact quote was from First Contact. I think I'll just go out.
I know it's shocking when Pike was showing the video
Mm-hmm.
of Earth being nuked, and that was New York. Just watching New York just get roused,
Wow.
just thrown around like a movie, set, pretty much.
Patty
Movie
says,
miniature.
I would pedal to it. I assume you mean paddle to it, but yes, absolutely. All of us nerds are going to be there first, going, us first.
You know what's funny is when he first mentioned the Farscape, I was like, I don't know if I want to be dealing with the Sebastians and shit.
Hey, I
It's
like
scary.
Fars. There's a channel from Shout. They have their own channel of just Farscape.
You
24/7.
can watch Farscape on YouTube, actually.
Yeah.
All of it.
Well, let's see. Shout is on Amazon. So if you've got Prime, you can see all of it there too. And actually,
Let me load my Google TV app.
Nerd stuff.
There is a Farscape episode where they get an eco-terrorist on board Moya. Does anyone remember that episode?
I haven't seen Farscape in so long. It's.
Yeah, I would need a
I saw it when it was the
refresher,
first run, and I
don't
haven't gone back to it, so that's why I was thinking that'd be a fun binge watch.
When
Going
you
back
look
to
on Google TV, it says it's on Peacock, it's on Prime Video, it's on Plex, it's on Pluto TV, it's on Tubi, it's on Zumo, it's on the CW.
Well, need to go back and watch it. Who was the blue lady from the first season?
Virginia Hay.
Virginia Hay. Yeah, she was at. She still goes to some Star Trek conventions. If you ever get a chance to just go talk with her, she will just talk with you. You don't have to be, a nerd or a fan or anything. She is happy to chit chat with people and talk about everything. She was charming and delightful, and she's talked with us for like an hour.
So it's the girl who played Chiana. She was like that too.
Gigi Edgley?
She hung out in the bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she goes to a lot of conventions too.
At the show.
And yeah, she's one of those people who just sit down and chat with you.
Her and Michael
Crichton?
Garibaldi. That guy played Garibaldi in
Yeah,
Babylon 5.
he's not
They
going
were
to
at
sit down
Shorty
and
with the
chat with you
same thing.
these days.
I mean, but that's how long ago it was. They were at Shore Leave and they were at the bars drinking and doing weird shit.
I totally believe that. What's his name? Jerry Doyle. He actually wrote
Jerry
a book too, which I've got someplace around here, I think.
He stole
Penny
a
says,
lady's mobility scooter.
"Pardon?
He stole a lady's mobility scooter.
Oh,
That was rather funny.
Probably not for her." Penny says Virginia Hay is a treasure. Yes, indeed, delightful person. Let's shoot
No,
things.
that was her favorite character. She loved him.
Anybody want to join me for some shooty?
Are we shooting?
We can shoot something in space. I don't need to shoot anything. It's just, I thought it'd be nice to, give some visual interest while we continue to chitter chatter. But yes, Natalia, sickle cell is a recessive trait.
Well, it's not completely recessive,
The trait,
but it's like mostly recessive. Because like I mentioned, it's like when you have only one copy of the gene, it does still affect you, but not
yeah,
as
it does.
dramatic
I mean, you have the trait, but it is a recessive genetic condition. So to get full-blown sickle cell disease, you have to have two people.
Right, but there's
Like
there's a term for that called like partially dominant or something like that.
Well, it's considered, unless there's something different about it, it's considered to be a recessive gene. Hence, for most people, you need two people. Both parents have to have it.
It's
Yeah.
the same as Tay-Sachs disease.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same style of
Right.
of
Yeah,
recessive and dominance, where even somebody who has the recessive Tay-Sachs disease will have a problem with stomach problems,
Yeah.
and but a full-blown one, the child's not living past 2. So
Chris,
it's like,
shall I re-invite you to the party?
Yeah, I don't know why we disbanded after the.
It does that
reaction.
sometimes. It kicks people. Anybody else want to join us for some pew-pew?
By the way, did anyone look actually through the event campaign prize?
For this one? Yeah.
Starship Choice Pack, yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at
Do you see
that.
lost-
It
yeah, do you
looks...
see any ships lost from last year?
Oh, what are we looking at?
The event campaign 8 prize premium tier 6 Starship Choice.
Okay.
It has none of the ships that came out yet last year.
Well, thank you for the sub, Maywin. That was very kind of you.
It's either outdated list from last year, which is like, okay, but I'm hoping this is going to be fixed, because like, there's
no,
a
it had
lot
all
of
it had all the updates. Chips, I have it. I have that
Do?
box. It has all the update. When they did the refresh on they were talking about on the patch a couple weeks ago to add more, they did that for the tier 6 coupon too.
Not talking about the coupon.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the ship of choice. When you go to reward info,
Oh, to reward info.
it does not list any of the ships that came out last year. The last one at the top is Obina Miracle Worker Heavy.
Yeah, it says in the tooltip it's only through 2024. I know they had talked about dropping that.
Yeah,
And-
but
Obviously,
the
Jason
last year's the last year's box, the same box from the same event from last year, actually had every ship from the year before, so everything from 2024.
Yeah,
And
I thought they were going to allow us to do anything that had
yeah,
come
from the
up through
previous
the end
year,
of
yeah.
the previous year, so through 2025. I'm wondering
But
if
this list does not
yeah,
include
this is
that.
not
That's
that.
what I'm wondering.
This has got a protostar. Could get my protostar. No, no.
I actually got a box in my in my bank, so I can actually kind of like fake use it to see what's available.
You don't have this year's. You didn't buy it. Oh, you couldn't have bought it out yet, could you?
You can't. Yeah,
No,
this
you
list
can only
is
buy
free
it out the first
for-
one. While you're looking, what shall we do? Somebody pick
The hell
something.
with
Steam is
honor.
getting slower and slower
hell with honor.
every update.
So the question is it somebody being emphatic going to hell with honor, or is it somebody going to hell with honor?
Just where you put the apostrophe.
Yeah, it depends where you
Yep, exactly.
enunciate, I suppose.
Except Weeble,
We were.
Yep.
it's like punctuation is important. It's the difference between let's eat grandma and let's eat grandma.
Oh dear.
That's a really good way to think that.
I've actually seen someone come up with one of those where the punctuation it makes like 3 different
Oh
meanings.
yeah, yeah. Punctuation is important.
Quiet,
Bank.
Klingon, stop shouting at.
So see, we get that green option at the end that we're ready to go. When everybody hits the green option, we should go.
Yeah.
And we are
Yeah,
joined by
this one
Styx.
isn't a long briefing. 25 seconds is fine. Like, I think it's 30 seconds by default.
I don't know. It seems to be lately that we're looking at a minute for anything that's new,
I mean,
and the 30s are the old
I'm
ones.
talking about this one. Yeah,
This
I'm
one's
talking about
30
this one.
seconds, I think.
Ooh, Angel/Earhart. I do like that ship visually.
You know what? They
Space-
must have not have fixed the information on the event because it doesn't list that in it when you look at the actual box
Yeah,
itself,
I
and
think-
everything is available.
Okay. Natalia says spacing is important too. Man's laughter is funny, while manslaughter is not. Natalia, did
Oh,
you
my.
see the latest Naked Gun movie?
That was funny.
It was,
They
but
do that joke.
they did that joke in it. I see you were arrested for manslaughter. That's pretty hard. And he goes, manslaughter. Oh. In perfect Frank Drebin.
Dear God. I've got to
was
see
so
this.
funny.
Still haven't gotten around to seeing it.
Don't forget that this Friday's event will be Starfleet Academy. For good or ill, it'll be Starfleet Academy. I'm going to get something to drink, though, just in case.
In case you want to get yourself drunk and happy.
Look, I'm keeping an open mind.
I am too.
Not going to.
I've seen this scene with the
It's not
doctor and
going
I
to.
loved it.
I already
Just
figured
can't
out
wait.
it's not going to be Star Trek. I already figured out it's not going to be old Star Trek.
It's not going to be old Star Trek, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be old Star Trek. I'm open to new ideas. I mean, it took me a while to get up to loving Lower Decks, and then after I figured it out, it's like, oh, this is really funny. I can watch Lower Decks.
I mean, honestly, DS9 was not old Star Trek in
No,
the style.
but what it did,
show.
it created its own
Oh.
place in the Star Trek world, which was
Doable.
fine. It was quite good.
It's doable. Actually, for a couple of decades, I've always wanted to have them have a show about the Academy, because you always hear about them going off and riding on training ships and stuff.
I just don't want a show that's all young love, young adult stuff, because
Yeah, really.
what my son calls Harry Sorcerer and the Apprentice System, I think he called it Jimmy Kirk and the Sorcerer's Combadge. That would not be interesting. I don't want to know about their love lives. I do not want to know about their interpersonal relationships. But if we can keep it focused, been there, done that, don't care to know about it. On the other hand, let's say that it's decent enough and it gets people interested in the show, new audience in it. It's something that Jonathan Frakes pointed out a while back. The audiences for TNG, TOS, Voyager, DS9 are aging out. And if they're going to keep Star Trek alive, they have to get to a different audience. And that may mean appealing to different interests. It may not be the Star Trek for us.
That's actually one of those things where I've heard differing opinions on that, though. And that is actually simply that you're looking for things that are culturally relevant in general.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thinking of something as obsolete, well, how many people are into antique movies because they think the antique movies are cool and would rather watch those than new movies?
A lot of people, but not everybody.
And it's kind of that logic. It's like not necessarily going to be a yes or no thing. And that's actually something that's come up in certain circles recently. It's like, do we want to change our stuff to appeal to foreign audiences? No, we're
No.
making the product. If the foreign audience wants to buy it, then the foreign audience can buy it. Because
Yeah.
this is why people would buy our product. So
Well, that's actually a good point. If you try and make something that's for a different audience and you don't nail it, you look like an idiot. And that
Yeah,
means knowing the culture.
and at a certain extent, though, it's kind of like that old parable where if you try to please everyone, you'll often end up pleasing no one.
Yeah, no one. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was just reading about some
love when
product. Go ahead.
Gotta love when the giant walker dies when it touches down.
I remember days when it was really tough to kill that thing. These days, I was just reading about some chocolate product that I think they were trying to market in the U.S. or the U.S. was trying to market in a different country. And the name of the product was locally offensive, as was the something in it. It's just like, no, absolute disaster. And it could have been a foreign country trying to market something here and just completely missed it.
I heard an anecdote about Coca-Cola having unfortunate meanings in certain.
Yeah, there is that. That is definitely one of them. I'd have to go back and look, but there's every now and then you'll find things of 10 product releases that absolutely failed because they didn't do the market research correctly. And when I was studying marketing a couple of years ago, you'd see the same videos over and over and over. There's a drink in Japan called Sweat. Hey, there's a drink in Japan called God, which, by the way, is very good. And I would buy God at my local Japanese market and take it home and drink it. And then after a while, they modified it and added some flavoring to it, and it's now God, now with mocha. And it's like, ooh, mocha God, yes. And now I can't get it at all. I'm so bummed.
Every time I go to grocery shopping down here in Texas and in Mexico, there's a bakery company called Bimbo.
Yeah.
I have to giggle every time I see their bread.
It's up here too. It is up here.
Oh, it's up there now?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I think they merged with somebody.
They could have, but yeah, you
something.
see the Bimbo truck driving all over, but of course they say, no, it's pronounced Bimbo. I'm like, yeah, right.
Okay.
Bimbo.
That's okay, because my ex-wife, who is Hispanic, calls it Bimbo as well.
Fine.
You don't care.
I won't argue with you. I won't argue with her. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's decent enough. I mean, it's like Wonder Bread-esque in terms of they've got bread and they've got sweet pastries for breakfast and things like that.
I think they're the ones who own Hostess now.
Do they really? That would explain a lot.
Yeah, I think they're the ones who bought it.
That would explain
You know
a
what
lot.
Hostess went bankrupt?
Yeah. I miss my old Hostess stuff. Hostess donuts.
No, it's not the same.
Little chocolate donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had the Casbar?
No.
No, I've heard of it though.
The Casbar?
Yeah, I don't remember what they taste like. I think I've had one quite. And
Are we going to
they
rack the
recall that they
Casbar?
taste good. It's a chocolate bar sort of thing.
It's Italian. Little chocolate donuts are the breakfast of champions.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Somebody knew that reference.
8 little donuts in a sleeve.
John
Pardon me,
Belushi,
$1.
when John Belushi was doing Saturday Night Live, he was, doing one of the commercials where he's an Olympic athlete training. And what do you eat for breakfast? Little chocolate donuts. Little chocolate donuts, the breakfast of champions.
Reminds me of that little joke that Bill Cosby did when he used to stand up, when his wife forced him to go make breakfast for the kids,
Oh, I don't know
and the
that
kids wanted chocolate cake,
one.
and he's like, "No, I'm not going to make you chocolate cake." And then he's like, "Wait a minute, there's wheat in chocolate cake. There's eggs in chocolate cake.
There's milk.
There's dairy. There's milk. There's milk. There's dairy. What do you want? Chocolate cake? Here's chocolate cake coming up. Wham, wham. Here you go." and then she came down and saw the kids eating chocolate cake. She about freaked out on him, and she screamed at the kids, Where did you get chocolate cake from? And he goes, "The kids asked for it," and they went, "No, we asked Dad for eggs and pancakes and they lied on me."
I'm sorry, but what is the difference between chocolate cake and pancakes? Really?
Well,
I think
usually
pancakes use buttermilk.
Usually, chocolate cake has more sugar in it.
No, actually,
pancakes use buttermilk.
The whole concept of pancakes, you take leftover cake batter and you throw it in a pan to cook it up. They're both about the same degree of sweet. The thing with pancakes is we tend to dump syrup all over them. But I mean, I see people eating chocolate chip pancakes for breakfast. I'm grossed out of existence. Ugh.
Honestly, I like blueberry pancakes.
Blueberry pancakes are amazing. You're correct about that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a taste for blueberry pancakes. Taz is flying all over around here. I'm sorry, Graz, what did you say?
Yeah, in a stream chat channel in Discord, I posted a picture of a chasm.
Oh, I've never seen that before.
I finally found the quote. Population 9 billion, all Borg.
Oh yeah, well that one. That's not this Earth. That's that Earth.
Well, yes, but it's still, it's kind of sort of. They were kind of acting like it was equivalent. But yeah, it's like it's not.
I mean,
it's not clear if it's.
It would kind of make sense.
It
Actually,
gives you a
no new
ballpark
humans.
idea.
Well, but it's, let's say they assimilated all the humans that were on Earth at the time of first contact events. You would have had a population that could have grown to 9 million, and they wouldn't have been taking them off planet. Now we're assuming that in that same time period between then and 2411, when the Federation and Starfleet develops and we do more colonization, you would lose people. But the Borg don't have reason to ship people off. They just assimilate people that they get.
The Borg do, however, have that thing where they man their ships with like thousands of people. So
yeah.
You know what? You know what though? Here's a side note though. You're talking about 24th century Borg going back to the 21st century, and then they've now and then when they see the planet Borgified, that's the 24th century still to them.
Exactly. You've had
so
3
they're
years.
seeing Borg who have been sitting here for 300 years working on technology.
Really good point. So they would have increased.
They're probably even more dangerous than normal Borg.
I don't know.
Yeah, because now you're throwing in all the entire human species into it.
Well, see, that's the thing with the Borg is that they don't really research things very quickly when
they
left
don't need
to.
To. They assimilate and they can figure it out later. If I can quote one of the warriors from the Renaissance, kill them all and let God sort it out.
Well, you also too, they got to think that Borg, the other Borg and the human, the Earth Borg, will have had 300 years to expand.
They will
and assimilate more stuff.
Yes, it's your turn to pick a TFL.
In the brief glimpse we get from the movie, it shows that they have physically reconstructed Earth to be a
right.
Shall we do?
What about physically reconstructed? I think just polluting because it doesn't matter.
No. If you look, you can see the city complexes. You know how they spider web out.
They built a causeway. Kind of they built a causeway connecting Florida to Cuba.
Yeah, did you notice that there was no water left too?
Yep, I did notice that.
Like they just use the planet. They don't need water to.
Well, they're doing an artificially
Shall we do Kittimer
modulated
Vortex?
environment.
Yeah, we can do
was-
Kittimer Vortex.
Did they have some
I
sort
don't-
of controlled humidity?
That'll be my last.
Okay.
I don't think they're trying to quote unquote terraform it. I just think they're just
They just took it over.
using it.
It was
What
already
using
what Picard
terraformed.
said about it was that the surface conditions of Earth in, say the Miami area
Mhm.
was approximately equivalent of what you would find inside a Borg ship.
Right. Oh,
Yeah, and
So
that's
they
just
just like
wait, thing.
reconstructed the entire biosphere as if it was a Borg ship.
I'll do that.
Yeah, I don't
Weeble?
think that was. I don't think that was
Primitive.
the. I don't honestly think that was the. They did that on purpose. I think that's just how they use planets, and they pollute them, and it ends up being
Well,
what they want because.
I don't know that they would pollute them. I'm trying to think
Yeah,
of a
it-
I mean,
reason
I
that they
wouldn't-
They're
would.
not worried
I
about keeping it clean. They're not worried about clean energy and keeping things clean and cleaning
Well-
up stuff. They just
well,
whatever.
Well, that's just it, though, is that they're living there. So they're going to put all of the, shall we say, waste resources in an appropriate container so that it's not in their way.
Yeah, I would say that they'd probably be incredibly efficient. They'd make the planet into what they want it to be in an efficient way. And yeah, there probably could be byproducts and all that lovely stuff.
But
I think
the
with Voyager,
Borg-
I got the.
There wouldn't be any real reason for construction or manufacturing some of the big things that we do, or animals that cause
Yeah,
pollution. A Pulafelgar, you can always be a lurky turkey here. You know that.
Presumably, Borg have better recycling technology than the United Federation of Planets.
At the same time, though, only what they need. So if they don't need to recycle something, they're not going to bother doing it.
Yes,
That's-
but it's like what we would consider waste material, they think of as raw materials to relocate and store for later use.
Yeah, exactly. They would.
I think it was kind of weird with the Borg because I always thought when they showed Earth in First Contact, and then when you watch Voyager, they kind of insinuate that Borg really don't do planets in Voyager. They here and there, yeah, because they need to have some, places and set up things, but most of their stuff is all in space.
Well, in the crystalline entity episode, remember where the Borg cube just basically cuts out that one section of the planet and takes it? They don't bother to take over the whole planet. They just take the people. So you might be right with
one
that.
of the books. One of the books
actually,
talking about the Elorian thing that they literally just cut the entire planet, like the surface off the planet to pick up all the technology and left the planet
As a
to be
counterpoint,
destroyed.
what was the reason why the Borg decided to make an alliance with Janeway?
Oh, I have no idea.
Because they were losing.
Because the Undine's strategy for fighting the Borg was to just blow up every planet that's been assimilated. Which-
They could not assimilate the Undine. The Undine's weapons were more powerful than them.
The
Remember when they
Undine
chased all those
planet
Borg
killer
ships?
was demonstrated in Voyager by blowing up several planets that had been assimilated by the Borg.
Yeah, but heck, it only
That's what
takes
we
5
call
of
it.
us to take out a planet.
But that's
killer.
what we call it. That's what we called it, a planet
You're
killer.
expecting anything less.
Undine could be using it to hit anything.
In
Just because it hit
Voyager,
and killed the planet.
the reason
Wow.
Janeway called that a planet killer was because of the fact they blew up planets with it.
Uh-oh, Taz,
Doesn't mean that I
we both
avoided
did
it.
bad things.
Oh.
Yeah, I set one off too. Right next to yours. Oopsie.
Veldora's gonna burn up.
Yeah, she can't leave either. Oh, there she goes. If she comes down anywhere near that, she's got more problems. Watch her come right back in there. Wouldn't that be funny? She did. Came right back into the middle. That's funny. Poor Denatra. We're sorry. Not.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. We are so not sorry.
Nope. Not one bit.
Yeah, no.
Alright, well, I'll log out because it's midnight now, and I...
Now you can go to bed. Give Hagrid some love.
I will. She's
Both my
in the
girls are
bed
up here sound
watching me. Why am I
asleep.
not in there yet?
Yes. No, both my girls came up because we just took a walk just before we started the show. A nice long walk, and I'm like, feed them dinner, let them out, take the long walk, and they'll just sleep so I can do the show. So far, so good. By the way, good evening, Mr. Dave. You're not off work yet, are you?
All right,
Where are we going,
good one
Taz?
from me. Have a good one.
I'm going
Take
down
care,
to
Chris.
Okay. Have a good one, Chris.
There.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm coming down to Space Dock with you. Let's make sure I don't have any specific damage there. I do not. Night-night, Chris. Suppose I could probably clean out my inventory. I know. Heresy. Heresy.
You're funny.
Yes. Yes, I am. Actually,
Oh my goodness.
I have a lot of stuff here, but
Thinking about it, I like the whole assimilated Earth thing is actually something that I think would be something that would be fun to explore in more detail.
oh, you
Because
could do some fun stuff with that.
some of the novels have been like weird, like off time spokes, where it's like, oh, hey, what would happen if this temporal whatever didn't get fixed?
There's a few books that dealt with the Borg having a greater invasion. I remember they destroyed. Did they destroy Beta Z? I know they destroyed Pacifica, and a few other things. And it's kind of grim the way that it's written.
Ooh. I need to post a picture of the card in the
Okay.
Discord gallery.
Post away.
Everyone picks on the Beta Zeds, man.
I'll be
Jeez.
right back.
No
They
problem.
always get conquered somehow
That they do.
whenever the Federation fights with them. But fights with somebody.
Or
They
Delta
always
X.
get genocided too, because
Yeah.
nobody likes psychics.
Yeah, really. They're annoying.
That's why I thought somebody I was talking about. We were talking about Terrans, and I was like, yeah, I could imagine. Like the Terrans were allowing some other humanoid species into their empire,
Mm-hmm.
as citizens. I was like, but
Yeah.
probably not the Beta Zeds, because if they're doing plans on plans to beat up their, to kill their boss to get their job, they don't want people peeking into their head.
There's
I'm going to the
there's the
toilet.
picture.
Be right back.
Okay.
And this is one of those things where I like that TCG so much because it's mostly just a bunch of stills they clipped out of the movies and TV series.
His
And
gallery.
this one in
gallery's
Data's
good.
gallery is the Assimilate Homeworld card, which has a picture of Earth after it has been assimilated.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, well, no, that's not nice, but it looked cool.
see how it has these like hazy clouds that are a sort of chartreuse color?
That'll be pollution.
Is it pollution or is it just that the Borg
Yeah,
decided?
because LA used to look like this back in the 90s.
I
Had
don't
these
know
kind of
that
clouds back
that's
then.
necessarily. Well, first it's an artist's interpretation.
Sure.
I don't know that it would be pollution. It's something.
In several episodes, they talk about how Borg ships have a different atmospheric composition than
Right.
is considered normal
Yeah.
for Federation ships
yeah.
and Class M planets. No one's certain exactly why, but it's a lot more humid and
Mhm.
also
And slightly higher temperature.
it has different vapor components in it for some reason that no one really knows. And I'm curious if this is what the artist thinks that those vapor components would look like if you filled an entire planetary atmosphere with them. Yeah, I don't remember what that was though.
Okay, so the image.
Extremely hot and humid.
Yeah, the image
102 degrees Fahrenheit.
from the movie is not showing up there. Darn it.
Different. It's different from the one in the card game.
It's not that dissimilar. I think it's kind of hard to tell if that's from the game or the movie.
I think the one from the card game it has a slightly different, slightly reduced resolution because they're actually like printing it.
Mhm.
And,
But there is
and
still that yellowy haze over, from the mountains further west.
Mhm.
Okay.
And the fact that the ground looks kind of like metallic, I guess
Yeah,
it's
yeah, no, definitely about that.
I'm really not sure if that's actually supposed to be like a muddy ocean or
I
if
thought it was supposed to be all equipment, machinery, etc.
well, I mean, like it has like a perfect seacoast outline almost. So I don't know.
Well, it all depends on when it happened, because in the dirt that was underwater would be different type, would be a different makeup than the land, and it
True,
would be different colored.
true, but you'd also
Well,
see it doesn't show the changes in elevation if it was completely drained of water. So there's something there.
yeah. And also, the Borg built a coast-to-coast megapolis on land. If they're actually like fully draining the ocean, wouldn't they, build more megapolis on the seafloor?
Oh yeah, I mean that's where
It could
a
be
lot.
some of the stuff that they used in their tech, some of the biological fluids in their tech. The oceans could have been, changed.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
Because who
like
knows with this 300 year in the future Borg who were
the
using 24th century Borg tech.
the basic idea here, though, is that the Earth's environment is now fully artificial.
Right.
They literally assimilated the environment, which is what the same basic thing that Cryptic went with when you look at the Vorn ground map is that they show an assimilated ecosystem on the Vorn ground map.
You know what what the ocean or fluid could be is nanites.
Perhaps,
They could
or
they could be using Earth to build nanites,
or
to mass produce them.
It could be that they're just like storing nanites in the ocean, and it has like a weird colored haze on it because it's like a layer of nanites floating on the surface.
Why
Yeah, the
would you
nanites
do?
kind of show the nanites being black.
Why would
And this looks
you?
pretty black.
But why would you do that?
Do what?
Why would you do nanites? Why would you manufacture nanites?
We don't know. This could be 300-year future Borg. They could be using mostly, using nanites a heck of a lot more than they did
We don't really
before.
have a whole lot of like in-universe logic behind how Borg manufacture their
But
technology.
see, that's my thing. I always try and think of why would they do that.
I mean, why would they build ships so that none of the control consoles are actually special and all of them do more or less exactly the same thing? Well,
Because they're bored.
Well,
Oh, Held
Star Trek-
says, just thinking about something that
Right.
the cat doctor said in Lower Decks, that the cat species hunted betazoids and ate them in the episode where the 3 beta ambassadors rode the Cerritos. Yes. Yes. But I'm not sure what that has to do with the
I'm not
Borg.
talking shit.
Yes. I wonder if the Borg find Atlantis and assimilate that tech too. Yeah. Let's not go there.
Well, I mean, why would the replicators create, nanites to make themselves look more human? We don't know.
That was one of the screwiest plot twists that they did in Stargate.
What?
Yeah.
Which one?
Okay, it's like
Well, they had the planet that was stopped in time.
when they
And
okay, Stargate did a thing where they have like multiple TV series like Star Trek did. Well, the second one, Stargate Atlantis, was a spin-off in a different galaxy that was apparently the galaxy that the race that was referred to in universe as the Lantians, which were really like an ancient precursor to the humans. Like ancient aliens thing came from. They go to that galaxy trying to learn more about them and find out that there's this race of liquid metal things that has taken over the entire galaxy while they were gone.
the worst part is
Hmm.
the liquid metal things used to be those little robot looking things, looking like little bugs.
Yeah.
They were toys for this precursor race. They were
Right.
originally designed as
Right.
toys.
Yes. I
Like-
remember that. Why
and
does
then
that?
they had that planet that was stuck in time, that not stuck in time, but it had, like time was severely slowed, and the replicators who were on the planet evolved over the course of like 1,000 or so years for them. Ended up being almost next to nothing, here.
I love
And they
those.
Millions of
decided
years,
that
something like that.
I love
and
stories
then
where you've
they
got the time dilation going on, where you've got, like, there's one where the Voyager was outside the time zone, and
Mhm.
they had
Blink of an
didn't they
eye.
send the doctor down for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there
because they were stuck in the atmosphere.
are
A- a-
wonderful books with that same premise.
The funny part here though is like, why did they turn into humanoids? Because they got became super advanced. Why?
I think they were trying to replicate their creators. We And then to come to find out after a while that they're not even from that damn galaxy.
Oh yeah,
They were from another galaxy where their cousins are now gods.
because like they did a weird plot twist in Stargate where they revealed that the ancient people had actually built a universe wide travel method, not just a galaxy wide travel method, and that no one actually knows how far it actually goes because they built automated drone ships to seed it, and even the people who built it don't know where the network actually goes because they never mapped it. They let the drone ships just scatter things everywhere.
And they planned on going to visit them eventually, but they ended up ascending into another plane before then. Destiny was one of 30 or 20 or 30 ships that did that, went in all different directions. It's a good show.
Mm.
They just never finished the story.
Yeah, real soon.
So Held points out that the Betazoids were taken over a lot. Seems kind of weird that a mind reader couldn't get an advantage on an invasion force, though.
I think it's just because they were literally just murdered
Yeah.
Honestly, they
if they tried anything.
they kind of show that betazoids often have a downside to being telepathic like that because like they'll like have like psychosomatic reactions to people thinking too loud near them.
Yeah. Then again, can we imagine an entire planet of Loaxonotroids dealing with an invading species? No, that would not work for the invading species.
Well, but she can't really do anything
But
with her powers to
she's
hurt
got
them
the
physically.
but she's
or
got the
mentally,
personality of she would figure it out, immediately tell everybody what's going on. There'd be no Mrs. Nice Guy going on there, not
Well,
thinking the best
you know
of
what
people.
happened? You know what happened, right? They would just point a gun at them and shoot them. That's what the Jem'Hadar did. They
It depends on
bombed the living hell out of Betazoid.
It depends on
and
your
then
invading
invaded it.
species, though. I mean, if you haven't read the book Pandora's Planet, people invade the Earth and they want to take it over, but they want to, leave the people there because they want to use them for slave labor or whatever, and they want to take over the infrastructure. And they want to leave it intact as much as possible. And after they start dealing with humans for a couple of months, they're kind of like, oh no, we are so getting out of here. Bad decision.
Ain't worth it.
Well, they introduced them to some things that they just weren't expecting. And I'd have to go find it. It's an old book. It's got to be from the 60s, but it's so
And
wonderful.
then they put and then they left the solar system and put road cones and detour signs
pretty
around
much
the
like,
solar system.
Nope, you guys do not want to be here. I'm so sorry, but this is not the planet for anybody in our race.
I always joke the reason why we've never had like a public meeting of the species is because we're like the Arkansas of the galaxy, and they're just like, just don't look at the humans, don't look at them. And that's the one where when the ship passes by Earth, they lock the airlock just in case.
Yeah.
That is actually something that you will see people do serious discussion of in UFO circles because, like, why haven't aliens visited? Maybe the aliens hate us for some reason. And that's kind of sort of one of the things they mention as the logic behind why the aliens would hate us.
The aliens have visited us. They saw us. They figured out what we were and like, nope.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
One thing that YouTube has on multiple occasions tried to get me to watch is some short film that someone made where one of the plot points which I absorbed by looking at the preview thumbnail somehow, is that in this fictional universe, Earth is classified as a I don't remember the exact word for it, like hell world or something like that.
Death World,
Like
usually.
Death World, something like that. Is like most races in the universe are like, oh God, that place is horrible. I don't want to be there. And that humans are
Mhm.
like, what? This is where we live. This is fine. Why do you dislike it?
You keep carnivores as pets? Yeah. You cats and dogs? Yeah,
Mhm.
why not?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. We also got 3 feet of snow, and
I mean, and
and
technically, if you read the definition of a death world that most people create, it's true. Earth is a death world.
Yep, yep.
Quite frankly, the
So Talia says,
bacteria, the viruses, the animals, the predators,
"Oh yeah,
everything, even the planet itself wants to kill you.
oh yeah." I mean,
That's why we had to band together to survive.
And then
and
you have Australia.
oh yeah, let's send them down to Australia. Here, go
Somebody
down there.
once
Everything
said,
will kill you.
somebody, I think it was Isaac Butterfield, the Australian comedian, once said, he goes, Australia is where the devil keeps his pets.
Yes, yes. Hey, when I went to Australia, my son's like, "Don't die, don't leave the apartment." Well, they come inside the apartments. No, put your shoes in the plastic bags at night so the bugs can't get in. I'll be fine, sweetie.
Just bang your shoes. Just bang your shoes out.
Yeah,
And
bang your
and,
shoes.
and then you have the one animal that is so deadly that even Australia was like, okay, you know what? That's a bit much. You know what that one was?
No.
No.
The cane toad.
Oh.
It's a
Oh,
toad.
yeah.
It's a toad that will literally kill you.
Oh, I know what cane toads are.
And like a lot of the Australian wildlife gets killed simply because it ate a cane toad.
Yep, that's what it did. It developed poison sacs or something on its flesh so that touching it is a bad idea.
It can
I
actually
forgot what.
it can actually kill you because you drank water out of a creek that it laid its eggs in. Because
Lovely.
the goo that is surrounding the cane toad eggs is also having that same toxin in it.
Well, but that makes sense.
So Death World then, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely an animal appropriate for Death World.
You ever watch those or listen to the HFY YouTube like AI narrated short stories
I don't think so.
on? Yeah, well, it's always the same thing that everyone in the galactic community is shocked that Earth, that humans are like, but normal.
Let's see. Satalia says, funny how aliens always abduct the hillbillies, so of course they assume we're all like that. Good point.
Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just not smart aliens. Maybe they're redneck aliens.
Oh, that's a scary thought.
Think about it. I mean, like don't you? Because they always land in Arkansas and Oklahoma and all those weird places. Like, you walk up to them.
they don't come here.
Well, there is the idea.
Well, no, they put drawings in y'all's cornfields.
There has
that's what
been
it is.
proposed the idea that the reason for this is that the aliens are trying to avoid being seen by the locals.
Yeah,
So
what
they're
is
going
it?
to places that are like out in the boondocks.
They're shy. I think the terminology is that they're shy.
Or that they're just like not wanting to deal with us until we grow up a little bit, but still watch us at the same time.
Yeah, well, they don't trust us. They're smart.
Maybe they're just as immature of a species as we are, and these guys are just trying to have a vacation.
Could be. I think if an alien species masters space travel, we'd look like pets or something to them, like animals look to us. Yeah, possibly. Possibly.
That has come up in some works of fiction.
I'm sure it has.
Oh, what was that? Remember that one little picture that they had that NASA took or something, and somebody was claiming that it was a view of a Dyson sphere?
No, I don't remember that one.
I was like, do you honestly think a species who could build a Dyson sphere would let anyone see it? Like,
I mean, realistically, what I've seen is like the most commonly seen idea of it is that they it would show up on a telescope as a blank spot.
Yeah.
Da,
Covers the
da,
sun.
da, da,
That is
da,
them.
da, 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 da.
It's like in
Da, 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 da,
have y'all played Stellaris?
Not lately. For those of you who didn't see that, I just got the ship.
Which one? Oh, nice.
Oh, you were opening mystery boxes.
Yes. I was opening boxes. I was determined to see if I could get it. It took me 69 boxes to get it.
Giggity.
But I have it now. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just wanted to see if I could do it. No, Natalia, you can dibs all you want. Not happening.
Unless you're giving her keys.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So I just got the new ship. Or any ship. I got a ship.
Hey,
What?
wasn't there an episode of well, actually there
ship?
was one of Lower Decks too, but there was an episode of the Orville where they had humans in a space zoo.
It's like one of the
And
first
they-
episodes.
Yeah, and they gave them they gave them reality TV and stuff as a compensation. Like the Real Housewives of all that shit.
Yeah.
Big Brother.
Oh, there is actually one episode of Futurama where there's this alien race that invades Earth because they want to know how some sitcom from the 90s ended because like the humans stopped broadcasting it.
Right. Yeah, King and
Yeah.
Core come down to Earth because they need to see the last episode. And the series was canceled, right? Is that the one?
Maybe I'm trying to remember what the actual reason was because it's like there are actually some real world changes where it actually would have just made it so that they weren't broadcasting it over the airwaves because like the logic is that they didn't get it because of the fact that the transmission method didn't do the whole like the same like I don't actually remember which the logic was. I do think that they had to basically like find the script and like recreate the episode though. Yeah.
Excuse me one second. I have to explain something to my dog. It's not that.
That
time.
brings up-
Nope, it's
That
not.
brings up yeah, that's stirring some memories.
Sorry.
I just can't remember all of it. They had to refilm it or something, and I think Fry and all them were in it.
Yeah. Yeah, because like that's what I remember as being like the like corny ending was having the aliens quip that this recreation wasn't as good as the original version of the series.
That reboot. It reminds me of that. We're talking about the shows that that aliens watching shit. It reminds me of Galaxy Quest. Surely you don't think Gilligan's Island is?
Oh,
poor
those
people.
poor I was just thinking that.
I actually heard a different version of that where some I don't remember if it was actually a Ferengi or not, but it's like someone with a Ferengi like attitude looked at it and it's like, yes, I do think that they should have done a more aggressive work on industrializing their territorial acquisition.
Was that the? I think that was DS9 when they went back in time.
Maybe.
Yes.
Because one of the other, because the other Ferengi was watching something on TV or something that they had put up.
That makes some sense, yes.
I think.
Well, I got 332 Lobby and a ship, so I guess I can't complain too much.
Now, if only they would redo the Lobby ships.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yep. Yippity, yep.
I've got like 6,000 Lobby and nothing to do with it.
Shall we do a build for your new ship, Mom?
We haven't finished the build for my old ship yet. And I actually was looking for the ship because somebody mentioned they might want it. So I thought, what the heck, I owe that person a favor, so. But they said they might want it, not I definitely want it. So I figured I'd do it. I've got the keys. Why not? Why not go for some stuff once in a while?
You know that guy, Hell?
Yep, that one right there.
Kind of brings back memories of the Discovery, season where they had that species that was, wrecking the Milky Way, but trying to get barium.
Yeah.
Anyone? That's what it kind of reminds me of when he talks about like swatting a mosquito. Like, yeah, we pretty much were mosquitoes to them.
Loki, it is not snack time. Have a nap. The little one is just looking at me with pathetic eyes. Taz left the team?
I'm gonna go and try and get some sleep.
No! Taz is trying to reestablish his natural circadian rhythm. How awesome! Get some sleep, Taz.
Okay, see you guys.
Talk to you later.
Hey, brother.
Good night.
Good night.
Yep. Yeah, it's like after midnight where he is.
Yep, it is. It's almost 1 a.m. That's why Chris left us.
Wasp was on all night last night.
Yeah, so I saw that. I got up this morning and I came upstairs and started setting up the computer, and I looked at the We Are Live, and it's got, hey, this has been running for 8 hours, and I'm like, what? And then I realized you guys were still chatting. You had been, or the channel had been open for 8 hours with you guys chatting.
Hey, it was just like anything and everything we talked about last night.
That's cool. I don't have a problem with it. Graz, would you have a problem if I switch ships?
Sure.
And, excuse me. No, it is not snack time. Do you need to go
Have you
outside?
paid the tease tax today?
I'm going to let the dogs out, then I'm going to come back and change channels here. So I will be right back. But it's snack time. It's not snack time. It's bed.
Is the guy I was talking to about the Borg planet still here?
What?
I was thinking about it. You were talking about the Borg planets. I honestly think I've been thinking about it. I think you're right, because it'd be easier to just throw a bunch of drones on a planet than it would be to build stations and stuff.
But
and
my
keep them up
understanding is that while the Borg do have space stations, they also have mining and whatever other resource production on planets. So,
Well, they made it seem at one point that the Borg don't really mine; they just cut planets up.
Well, I mean, it all depends on what they want to use a specific planetary body for. Because you know how in that there's that one scene where the Borg Queen is like, yes, this one looks like you will make an excellent tactical drone. When they're about to assimilate someone, and she's like deciding what job to give a certain individual, because the job that this individual will be doing as a Borg determines what kind of cybernetics they implant when they assimilate them.
Yeah.
I think they do the same sort of thing with planets. It's like, oh, yeah, this one has a cruddy biosphere and almost no one lives there, so we'll just evacuate the population and demolish it for raw materials. They might do that.
True.
Earth, they decided to turn into a megapolis.
It is good drone storage, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, having to assimilate an entire planet when all you have is the equivalent of a sphere,
Actually, not even the entire sphere, just part of it. But
Yeah, true.
You kind of need to build up a base of operations planet side.
But you're saying these.
I'm sorry about that, but I'm back.
They were operating in pretty much post World War III.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very, very few governments were any semblance of working.
Yeah, humans would have put up almost no resistance, but the Borg would have needed to mass produce the cybernetics they needed to implant into people planet side, because they just didn't bring enough parts with them.
Well, pretty much, yeah, it would have taken them time, but yeah, they pretty much had time.
Yeah, but in the process of assimilating 9 billion or however many billion people, they would have needed to build factories to produce the cybernetics for that many people, and then by then that they've more or less built an entire country just so they have enough resources to assimilate the rest of the population.
Because they've never shown like Borg production facilities, and they kind of always insinuated that the nanites are the ones that build everything.
Well, Borg technology
But-
does use nanites for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think the frames and stuff would be built by the nanites. They would just
Well, I mean,
factories, like you said.
like nanites are the small scale things. Then you have large scale things. And we do know that the Borg actually like to use carefully modulated tractor beams
Yes.
for that kind of stuff too, as a replacement for cranes.
Yeah, they cut up planets. I remember watching reading one of the old books where it was they cut up the Lorian homeworld.
I don't know about the Elorian, but they definitely referenced that they did a lot of just ripping apart planets for resources.
Well, do you remember the scene where the Enterprise D encounters a Borg ship for the first time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Borg use a cutting beam to cut a hole through it.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was
use
talking about.
a tractor beam to pull
Yeah.
out the section they cut out.
Yeah, I think it was just that was for sampling.
Well, we
but
don't
they
know.
actually physically removed the entire sample section.
As opposed to going down to the planet and doing something.
And also, there's the neutral zone episode where the Borg actually physically removed the Federation outpost from a certain planet.
And they do it twice. They do it once on the planet, and there's a reference to it in the crystalline entity. There is the part that they take out of the Enterprise, and there's one other reference to it.
Maybe in the parts that they cut out is something that that piques their interest.
Could be, one would think.
Technology-wise.
I mean, it's possible that what the Borg were doing in this particular case is because there was only a small number of Federation representatives on the planet, the Borg decided they could just put all of them into storage and then leave the planet and study them in Borg territory.
It might be
kind of odd for Borg. They wouldn't be too worried about running away and
it's not about being scared. It's about being efficient. A Borg ship in not outside Borg space has less resources than if you take them to a Borg-controlled planet.
Nobody just saw that my inventory my mail is so full that I can't send myself mail. No one saw that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was guessing it.
Wasn't me. No.
No, the Borg are a strange thing. They seem to change with pretty much based on the whim of the writers.
There you go. That's exactly it. Yeah, we were discussing the question we had earlier, maybe it was yesterday, about the nature of honor with the Klingons, and it kind of came out wherever it's convenient for the writer to need them to follow their moral code or not follow their moral code, depending on whether the writer can write the story well enough, determines if they have honor or not. I.e., we don't use cloaks, but we do. We don't poison our enemies, but we do. We don't use suicide bombers, but we do.
We don't genocide whole colonies, but we do.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see.
And then I wonder why the Romulans stabbed them in the back.
Yeah. Hohel asks, Q, wasn't there a virus that was used, released in the atmosphere to make drones? The Borg Queen tells 7 of 9 in Voyager when she sees her father, Mangus, as a drone. Could be. I mean, why not?
Well, the devs in Star Trek Online use that plot device where your away team needs to be inoculated to prevent you from getting assimilated in certain story missions. But there are story missions on Borgified planets where anyone not inoculated is going to become a drone eventually.
Yep. You could make it work for your story either way. It's inconsistent. It'd be nice if they're consistent. But we also then deal with the concept that we have multiple drone spheres, if you will.
Also, it's like I do think that the devs got that idea from some episode. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the one that Hohel's referencing.
It was a virus per se. It's probably they just seed the planet with nanites. Let them do their work.
An aerosolized version of the Borg probes would probably work.
And then probably inoculation would probably just they probably give you nanites that are programmed to not be, to fight the other ones.
Yeah, something like that.
That Seven did, designed or whatever.
Mhm.
You could write that way.
You could write
Or
anything you
Shelby,
want.
or Shelby,
It's
or
just hard
Admiral
to keep
Shelby,
it
because she was
consistent.
big in TNG about the Borg. Maybe she designed it.
Hmm.
Who knows? Of course, she got shot in Picard, but
Graz, you
she's
up
not
for
dead.
some pew-pew?
Sure.
What you want?
I'm going for nearly anything right now.
Okay. Anything it is.
Of course, Admiral Shelby got shot in Picard, but apparently she's alive still.
Who knows? Who knows? Because that was left
According
kind
to
of
the
vague.
guy who wrote the story.
Wee woo?
Woo-woo.
Wee woo.
Yeah, they left that very vague. Just like technically Shaw could have been saved by Seven in that last moment if she Borgified him.
Oh, also, Roe, it's debatable if Roe died.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, might be true. Somebody could have beamed her off.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much the rule for deaths are this. If you don't actually see them die, or you don't see a body, they can still be alive.
Mm-hmm. If we don't see a body long enough to take him to the funeral pyre, there's a possibility because it is Star Trek.
Yeah, if you don't see them in the middle of the explosion, or get them getting disintegrated, or a bullet in the head, or 1,000 other deaths, or their body afterwards.
Yeah, we want the corpse. Otherwise, we don't believe it.
It's like Shax when he died in that episode, then came back a couple episodes later, and they were like, "We don't talk about that."
Yeah, exactly. We don't talk about that. That actually bothered me when he died. I'm like, no, don't do that.
Oh, I know.
I was really upset, and then I'm watching a couple of days later, and he's back. Oh, okay.
It sounds weird, but every single Bajoran that I've ever seen in Starfleet, I've always liked that character. For some reason, they just have a code, that they've like Ro. I understand why she did a lot of that she did when back in the old shows.
Who was the one? There was a Bajoran in the TNG episode Lower Decks. Also, an interesting character. Well written.
Actually,
because she went.
The actual
she
Lower
died.
Decks episode.
Yeah, the actual Lower Decks episode.
Yeah, they used her to get some Cardassian spy or something, and then she ended up getting caught and dying, and they killed her.
Maybe.
That was actually one of those things where the only evidence we have is word of God.
True. Yeah, Cardassian all of Cardassian could have said that that's what happened, and oh well.
Yeah, but
I mean, she doesn't report, and they just don't hear from her for a long time, so they make the assumption that she died.
It's entirely possible that the Cardassians, after the guy got back into Cardassian space, they figured out what was up, so they faked her death because they wanted the Federation to believe she was dead, so blah, blah, blah.
And then they could use her later for whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that's
let's put her skin on a Cardassian. Yeah, we'll do that.
That's something that actually came up is like trying to figure out the Star Trek Nemesis plot with Shinzon. It's like, what exactly were the Romulans planning on doing with Shinzon?
I have no idea. I mean, no.
Well, you saw how young he was in Nemesis. He was aging. His age thing was.
Yeah, but aging isn't the same. I mean, the life experiences are different. So
there's two things that were told to us in Nemesis that were very important to remember. One, the Romulans didn't finish whatever process they were doing for the cloning. So it was kind of like a half-baked clone where like part of the reason he was dying like that was because of the fact that they didn't actually finish the cloning process.
But what were they going to do with the clone anyway?
Well, the word was that they'd canceled whatever mission they were planning to do. And
right, I get that.
Presumably, it was a mission that would have taken several years, and the only thing I can personally think of that could actually be workable is having the clone pretend to be Picard to sneak into some Starfleet facility or something. But not to actually like try to take over the Enterprise, because there's no way
Right.
a clone would be able to take over the Enterprise.
Yeah, because everybody on the Enterprise knows him too well. So the
But,
only
but having him take a shuttlecraft to DS9, yeah, they might get fooled.
I mean, well, Thomas
maybe.
Riker did that. Remember?
Yep.
I don't remember that episode.
Will's.
I remember
Will's
Thomas
clone?
Riker, but I don't remember.
Well,
when-
not clone, but his.
Yeah. W.
transporter
Thomas
clone?
Riker showed up in an episode of DS9 as part of the Maquis, and he did actually manage to slip past Starfleet security.
Yeah, but they would have been the same age with the same life experience up to the
Of
point where
course.
the two were separated. Where Shinzon and Picard had nothing in common, including what they looked like, in my humble opinion.
I don't think Starfleet's security actually is quite that good to be able to assess the like exact, chemical makeup of your body.
And
It has like a more vaguely defined thing, but
but even twins don't have identical genetic codes. They have some variances.
yeah. Anyway.
Even fingerprints are different on them. So Shinzon definitely wouldn't have had Picard's fingerprints.
Does the Federation actually even bother to look at those, though?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. For the computer probably does whenever you put your hand on a console.
Yeah, good point.
But again, though, it's like this sort of train of thought might be the reason why the Romulans decided to scrub the mission and throw him into a slave colony, because, like, okay, well, we're done with this now.
What didn't make sense to me is why they did that. Why didn't they just kill him?
Yeah,
just
that's
end
a
the
good
project
point.
completely. That way, there would be no way that anyone could ever find out about Shinzon.
Yeah, and let's bear in mind Shinzon was raised by and betrayed by the Romulans, all of whom are, big on betrayal as a way of life. That's not the guy you want to keep stashed in the corner.
I can bet you they killed probably most of the scientists who were involved in his cloning process when they moved him into
well,
Remus.
that or they assigned them to a different project. It's hard to be sure. It's a
I don't know if
possibility.
they would take the risk.
I mean, like, if they're going to have Shinzon live, I don't think they would kill the scientists.
Remember, they canceled the project
but
during the Dominion War.
Well, the scientists, the knowledge and
Not during
experience you
Dominion
need
War,
for cloning, all you have to do is divvy up the work so that you don't have two people doing the same work, and then you don't have to go and kill off your scientists.
And also is that this is the Romulans. Everyone ends up doing secret projects at some point
really.
in the Romulan Navy.
How was work today, honey? Oh, I was involved in a secret project.
Secret tunnel.
So, same DD.
Yep.
Secret tunnel. That was kind of amazing in Picard when they talked about the false door on Romulan houses.
Forgotten about that.
How messed up is your culture that you can't even trust anybody with your front door?
No, I totally get that.
I have actually
question
seen works of fiction where they would not only have a booby-trapped fake door, but also they would use holographic screens to hide which one is actually the fake door, because of the fact that, the real fake door, you don't actually open it, okay? However, you use a holographic illusion to make it look like you're using it.
Good point. Good point.
That was one of those like extra dystopian cyberpunk settings that was just like, okay, yeah, I could totally see someone doing that. Mm-hmm.
But then also, what assassin do you know, at least in human history, would use a front door to get you?
Oh no, I can totally see that. The assassin who has made his way into your acquaintanceship and is your friend now, and walks in the front door and then kills you. Assassins don't always use stealth.
But the fake door. If anyone falls for the fake door, that means they don't know you. You're not an acquaintance of them.
Okay, that's a valid point.
If they trust you, they'll tell you the real door so you can come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you get to know somebody and give them real door, and then they betray. I mean, it's totally Romulan to do that.
I don't know if the Romulans are. I don't know if the Romulans are that trusting.
No, they're not.
Well, also though is that in a society where booby-trapped doors are considered normal, you don't necessarily know whether it's the front one or the back one that's booby-trapped.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because
Yeah.
if that's standardized, then having one door that's booby-trapped is kind of pointless.
There's probably a bunch of them. Yeah, good point.
So going off topic here, Hohel poses a very interesting question. Knowing what transportation accidents from the transporters occur from all Starfleet history, would you still use a transporter?
Well,
I'm not getting on that thing, in the words of McCoy.
As what got put out in Star Trek: The Motionless Picture by Scotty himself, transporters are actually very safe. People use them so many times a day that if they weren't safe, we would all be dead.
Yep.
Probably not the exact words he used, but he expressed a very similar sentiment to that.
Well, it's true. If you think about the sheer billions of people who use them on a daily basis, on how very few accidents we ever see.
And the simple fact that people are actually like willing to use them like literally multiple times a day.
You know, I bet you I'm also willing to bet that more people die in Star Trek from shuttlecraft accidents than anybody in transporters.
Well, let's see.
How many parents have how many of Strange New World's parents have died from a shuttlecraft accident?
Oh, I don't know.
Neota's parents,
probably most
and her sister, they all died on a shuttlecraft thing.
See, one thing to remember about shuttlecraft is that Starfleet tends to use shuttlecraft in situations when they can't use transporters for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that often means that it's something that's innately more hazardous. So, you know.
Okay, but then I also raise you the fact that they use shuttlecraft to take kids to school.
Yeah.
On Earth.
Yep. Nope. Okay, so Talia reminds us, and this is true, and we don't need to debate this one too much. Technically, everyone who travels via transporter dies. Yep. But that's only technically. Yeah.
That's one of those things where it's one of the things that I made an observation on when I was doing my series of TNG episodes, which I really need to get back to, was that different episodes of Star Trek actually explain how transporters work in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them basically say that the transporter relocates you, which doesn't make sense from the context of Riker getting duplicated, because how is that going to happen if the transporter is actually just physically relocating you?
It's not.
Because hey, here's the thing. You've always all thought of in your mind the episode where Riker was duplicated to make W. Thomas Riker.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, for comparison, think of the episode where Reginald Barclay was seeing these weird things that looked to him like giant maggots every time he was being transported up and down from a certain planet. Yeah. And then he reached out and grabbed one of them mid-transport. And then when he materialized, it turned out to be a human being. And somehow lost mid-transport.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, the lost individual was not some like formless blob of data. It was like actually a person somewhere suspended in subspace or something.
Yeah, but Barclay wouldn't have been a person held in that. He would also have been the data. So, I mean, it just completely falls apart. It's a poor writing technique.
But
a great concept, lousy writing.
There is one rationale, though. Yeah. There is one rationale that the human brain cannot comprehend whatever he's seeing, and he created that as a visual image.
Well, yeah, I totally agree with that. But how did he exist in that state where he could see it if he was broken down into just a data stream? But he has to be a data stream.
That's actually something that they point out in the episode, is that they actually state in the episode that no one had ever reported seeing something like that before. It's like they'd never seen things approach them while they were mid-transport.
Right, but we don't know. I mean, when you go into the near-death state, you see things that aren't there.
For all we know, Reginald could be seeing the world and then
Yes.
also seeing inside the buffer of the
Yes,
computer
but
that's transporting it.
the individuals who got lost mid-transport were lost by a different ship that exploded
Mm-hmm.
or something like that, and thus they didn't get lost from the Enterprise's transporter buffer. So they weren't in the Enterprise's transporter buffer in the first place.
Is this planet a colony?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
One of my things that I've always heard about is that they had planetary buffers, and they could have been lost in the planet, in the colony's buffer.
Looking for.
Because it seems to be like if you had a colony, that had a better, stronger transporter and better, stronger power, that while yes, maybe the ship is making the commands to transport, and maybe it's not the ship that's actually doing it. Maybe the ship is the computer on the ship is requesting a transport from the
Okay,
from the colony.
This is what's happening. He joins an away team to the missing USS Yosemite, or if we can quote Trump, the Yosemite, which is stuck in a plasma stream and must use the transporter to get there. And while he's transporting, he sees the being. So it looks like the Yosemite's crew mixed with the microbes is what he's actually seeing. But can he see anything if he's in a data stream because the eyes don't exist? Or is it he sees them in that moment where his data stream is coalescing into a sentient form again? Is that moment that he sees them? I mean, so we could rationalize it that way. But yeah, he sees something, but apparently they are arguing that it is the crew mixed with the microbes. I'm just reading through the story summation here, that he's actually seeing a hidden alien life form. That was actually the missing crew because they've been somehow picked up with some microbe that's in there at the same time.
So maybe it confused whatever computer that was transporting them.
Yeah, again, is that was one of the things that I noticed when I was doing my video about that episode, is that the way that they describe the transporters working in that episode, different technobabble than you see in several other episodes. Most episodes, they hand wave transporters so effortlessly that they don't really say a single thing about how they work. They just move someone from one place to another.
Graz, I'm going to launch this for another random. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So Hohel says they do save the patterns in the buffers, but that's kind of like I save my recipes in a cookbook, but it's not the same thing as the food.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you have to translate the recipe back into ingredients.
That is actually one thing that gets brought up a lot of the time when they have the whole like a transporter duplication plot point come up, is that they have to shove a massive amount of energy into the transporter to make.
Oh yeah, it takes a ton of energy. That's something that talked about. If I may quote Citalia, and she's perfectly right on this one, just explain using the MST3K motto. Repeat to yourself, it's just a show. I should really just relax. Very good, Citalia. Yes,
but it's still fun to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. But they have chatted about using a transporter because it has been worked out on a particle level, and they can quote transport a particle, maybe it was a quark, from location A to location B. But to break it down into a data stream, and then the amount of energy that would be needed to transport that information to another base is astronomical. It's an incredible amount of information, so it requires a tremendous amount of energy.
That's why there's a template thing.
Hi, Josen. How are you doing?
That's why they explained that's why in Picard they use the whole template thing. And all the computer does is saves the differences from the standard template.
But wouldn't you have to have the template where it's going to land?
Well, because apparently all the transporters have every single template.
Oh, yeah, but remember they beam down to planets that don't have transporters.
Also, you have to consider the fact that There is also a thing that comes up in several episodes. It's like not every race's transporters work exactly the same way, and
Yeah, it would with the Federation
Let
though.
me ask a question. Didn't Odan, as a Trill, refuse to use a transporter?
Well, yes, but that was because of the fact that he was pretending that he didn't have a.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't want the symbiote to be discovered, right? Or was there a reason the symbiote couldn't be
But the
transported?
reason was because of the fact that the symbiote was not programmed into the Federation computer system to be treated as something other than a parasite. And remember how they
because technically it
do
is.
that whole like biofilter sweep
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
transporter,
which only works when it's convenient for the plot.
exactly. And in that one case in Voyager, it actually screwed up the transporter procedure because it found something that was weird and wrong and made things go badly.
You know what? The way you say about transporters working differently kind of makes sense because remember in Enterprise when they first had to use that transporter on that dude in the planet that was having the storm and he had leaves and sticks and stuff all in his body when they transported him.
I don't remember that. No.
Oh, you know what? I just thought of another example of something that's a third example that's something screwball and wrong and idiotic and moronic, and I wish they hadn't done it, but they did it, so I'm going to tell you about it. Porthos.
I love Porthos.
They tested a transporter in Star Trek Enterprise by beaming Porthos into empty space and then flying their ship to where Porthos was going to materialize several hours later, and
Don't do that to your
positioning the
doggies.
ship so that when Porthos materialized, he would rematerialize safely.
You don't do that to your dogs. That's a bad thing. Bad people.
So those transporters don't act like the ones in TNG at all.
Yeah, that one is set up so that it's basically throwing matter at a destination, which actually lines up with the way that the whole like Barclay thing worked out. Is that Barclay is being thrown through space from one place to another. He grabs onto another person mid flight and then lands at the destination with the other person. More or less, something like that.
So. Did we get them all? Oh, we
The only
did.
thing
Wow,
about that is
fast.
that wouldn't you, if you're getting thrown, across subspace or whatever, and he's saying, and he saw those things, that means everyone else who has been transported should have been seeing things. Maybe not those things, but still seeing their movement.
That's actually what they kind of reference in the transporter psychosis, the disease that they think he's got, or the illness that they think he's got, because there have been comments about people seeing things, but not everybody sees it. So the argument is that might be the illness. But now we have the argument that maybe they're seeing things, or maybe they have transporter psychosis.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a mutation somewhere.
Yep.
That just.
Or maybe Barclay's just weird like that.
Maybe there are things that live in the transporter beams. Yeah, so I will go back and look at that real quick here, since obviously we don't need me in this mission.
Okay, one thing to remember here is that Jadzia Dax using the transporter in DS9 was like a decade later or something, after the Federation had programmed the transporters to know that Trill symbionts are not parasites.
Well, that must have been really hard. That must have been really hard for the Trill to actually tell the Federation about that.
Yeah, you're right. They say here in an overview, the issue with the transporter seeing the symbiont in Trills as a parasite was resolved by updating transporter technology to recognize Trill symbionts as benign. A benign
parasite.
Yeah, sometime between Odan and DS9.
I can probably bet that Jadzia was probably the reason when she joined Starfleet Academy.
Nah, Odan was.
No, because Odan was dead, remember? Odan dies.
Yes, but the Federation learned about...
Right, well, at that point, yeah, they would have done it.
Episode,
yeah, you're right.
Because they were trying to come into an alliance with the Trill.
Yeah,
So if they
you're right,
wanted
you're
to
right.
do that, they would have tried to figure out a way to do it. And you could probably filter out for a known entity.
Look, think about how horrible it was to be the first Trill with a symbiote to do that, and you show up somewhere, your symbiote's gone on the first time, not
Yeah.
realizing what happened. Oh my
Good
god! And then you're
point.
dead, and then you're dead because you're gonna die. You don't have the symbiote. Just like, oh,
I think that there is some sort of medical treatment they can do to keep you from dying, because it's not like an instant death sort of thing. It's like you get really, really sick until your body readjusts, and if you don't get medical treatment, you'll
Well,
probably die.
depending on what story you read, because there's so many stories about the
yeah.
symbionts.
DS9 said it was fatal, 100% fatal.
Yeah, but part of it is because the Trill scientists or the elite didn't want people to know that there were more than enough Trill symbionts to give everybody their own. They wanted to keep it as a thing for the elites, and they wanted to think there was limited
Wait,
No,
people who could
no,
accept.
it was the other
Yeah,
way around. It was that they were saying that not a lot of Trills were actually compatible with the symbiotes, when in reality about 90% of the population was. They wanted
But
they had enough.
the symbionts don't reproduce as fast as Trill do. So the
Exactly.
symbiont population doesn't go up anywhere near as fast as the Trill population does.
And they wanted, they weren't for the elites. They were wanting to make sure that the pretty much any show wanted to be hosts would
Well,
push themselves.
Also, the
Right,
whole
right.
ancestral memories thing requires you to keep that person safe, and so that they don't get killed and have the symbiont die.
Yeah, it's like, and I thought, what was it like? They said that they don't encourage new hosts to actually do the same thing that a previous host has done
Because
career
they want
wise
the
and stuff like
symbiont
that.
to learn new
They
things
want
and stuff.
exactly. So in turn they make the Trill smarter and have experiences if collectively, because I
really.
think they said they put them into pools and they share each other's memories and shit.
So let me ask you a question. How do symbionts reproduce if they're inside of Trills?
Well, they don't reproduce while inside the
Clearly.
host. Like
I think they put them into pools.
Yeah. You know how there's that pool with the whole electric discharge thing on the Trill homeworld, where you have that caretaker guy who looks like he's dressed like a wizard.
Honestly, no, I don't remember it. But
Okay,
I totally take your word for it.
But it's a
there's
guy who can
areas-
somehow communicate with the Trill symbionts by letting them zap him with what looks like lightning bolts, and he's somehow communicating with them that way. And even though he hasn't bonded with them, and they're just swimming around inside the pool.
the pools
I think the
requires-
pool allows that.
the pools are an environment that the symbionts can actually naturally survive outside of a host.
But also, it's like this is how they reproduce: is that when they're in the pool, they can reproduce.
I want to know also the first Trill who ever had a symbiote. Like how that worked. Did they decide, hey, and did you just wake up or something?
Hey, I've got a
Did you have
large.
a parasite in you?
I've got a large open wound in my abdomen. I'm going to lie down in this pool to cool off and die.
Actually, I think that the first ones was kind of like with Gould in Stargate, because of the fact that the symbiote doesn't necessarily need to do it like that. They can do it some other way but not as.
But you got to say that the concept of large open wound and lying down in a pool of water is feasible.
Maybe they know. Maybe the Trill knew that the pools actually heal or something. Who
Yeah,
knows?
there you go. The pools heal, and they didn't know why. Good. I like that one. I like that rationale.
And when I saw the architecture of the Trill when they had it in Discovery, they seemed to be very in tune with their planet.
That
well, one idea I had was that while in some scenes they show a doctor physically implanting a symbiote, but
oh yeah, absolutely.
It's possible that you don't necessarily need to have it implanted like that, at least in certain circumstances. Although
I just think it's ritualized now.
Hello,
this might
Obi-Wan.
actually be a
Hello
feature
there.
that you only have come up with old symbiotes that have been transplanted into multiple hosts. They can't take a host the old-fashioned way. They need medical assistance, perhaps. I don't
Are we talking about Stargate?
No, we are
know.
talking about
Yes.
Trill
Trill.
and the symbionts.
And making a analogy with the Gould because of the fact that's a vaguely similar race in a different sci-fi setting, and the Gould don't need to have a doctor physically remove them to relocate them. You know,
I think
Is
over
anyone
the
excited
thousands
over
of years.
Amazon's new show? Or
Pardon?
potential for it?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm reserving judgment till then, till they release more.
Which
The
new show?
Amazon-
Are we talking Starfleet or are we talking the new Stargate?
Stargate.
Yeah, the new Stargate.
Stargate's-
We've got no information on it. They're talking
Yeah,
about
there's nothing about it, but
20. They have
Yeah.
no scripts written. They just have decided that they're going to go for it. But there's no information yet. I think we're talking today. It's end of 2027, or because they haven't even
Yeah,
done
I
scripts,
think it's
or
next year.
2028.
well, I just hope Michael Shanks is involved or invited.
Would hope he'd get invited. He was fun.
Right. Plus, I mean, Teal'c has to be there with all this voice acting work with
Kratos,
yeah.
God of War.
Yeah.
Honestly,
epic.
that honestly,
Epic.
I Christopher Judge as Kratos, it's like there might have been
It's such a
only like,
no-brainer and so awesome.
yeah, honestly, it's like he's only one person I can think of would be better. God.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Could there be like?
Unfortunately, George Carlin was not available.
Yeah. No. Could there be like 3 or 4 other people that could do it as good or better? Beep, but the odds are slim.
Yeah, I mean, well, Vader is not available either. So
No.
yeah,
I wouldn't want James Earl Jones to do that voice either.
Yeah.
Pretty top tier pick.
We got to the point where James Earl Jones' voice is so distinctive. It's almost too
You
distinctive.
just hear Vader.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't his next of kin come up with some sort of deal with the AI companies to
Yeah, I believe so.
have like licensed recreations of his voice via AI?
That would make some sense.
All right. Well,
I remember when they got him to. Later.
Take care.
I remember when they got him to do. I think it was Garmin got him to do the GPS voice.
He does the voice for
Darth Vader.
GPS.
Yep.
He did. They had an option
That's
for it.
wonderful.
Oh my God! I
think
would
they
have
had
paid money for that.
It's pretty cool.
I think it was during the episodes 1, 2, and 3. They were doing promotions for that, and they had Yoda. It was Yoda. They had Darth Vader, and they had Jar Jar Binks, and I was like, "Yeah, I knew no damn Jar Jar Binks.
No Jar Jar Binks.
GPS.
No.
One of the voice things is also Jeremy Clarkson, and
Okay.
I want to
God.
say there's a couple other people that they all have voices for, but yeah, Clarkson's one of them for sure.
Here's the thing. Having Jar Jar, what you would do is get family members, Garmin, and put Jar Jar Binks on it.
Misa
That's a right stuff.
Hi Gigi, how are you doing? Gigi said, "Guess who comes to DS9?" I'm like, "It's Sidney Poitier."
Oh no.
But old reference for those of you into old movies. Oh my God, my knee hurts. Sorry. Oh, sorry. It was leg day. I'm paying for it.
Sidney Poitier.
God.
Oh, Happy Christmas and Happy New Year's for
Oh, yeah.
I have not said hello to you.
Absolutely. We haven't seen you for the last
I know I dropped by on Christmas. But yeah.
13 days.
Sidney Poitier.
Almost,
Did he do a
almost,
movie
yeah.
where he was helping nuns or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember the name of the movie.
Oh, Lilies of the Field.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that is.
Good movie. He did a
was
lot of
really
good
good.
movies.
I want to watch that one where they had that lady teaching the girl who's deaf and blind.
Yeah, that would be it's Helen Keller. What's the name of the movie? God, come on. Duh, it's such an obvious movie, and I can't think of the name.
Gonna-
Miracle Worker.
Yeah.
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 Ooh, apparently they redid it in 2000, but the original one back in 1960s with Patty Duke and what's her name? Anne Bancroft.
Miss Mel Brooks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is a combination I would never have expected. Another one for you, Gross?
Sure.
Does anybody want to join us? We're just doing randoms.
Film. Oh, this film. The film was selected for preservation by the United States National Film.
The one from 62?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a well done movie.
As being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant.
It's really interesting.
Curious. You know, I hate sometimes looking at Wikipedia because I end up going down a rabbit hole.
Oh no, I know that. Weeboo?
We will. Welcome
Oh,
to the
wow.
club.
Okay, so similar films who have been, historically preserved.
Mm-hmm.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Duh.
310 to Yuma.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Oh, that was awesome.
Hopefully not the remake. The
Seventh
remake
Voyage of Sinbad.
The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. Is that the
From
one with?
1958.
Is that the one with Tom Baker? Or is that an earlier one?
Starring Kerwin Matthews, Caren Grant, Richard Dyer, and Thorne Hatcher.
Okay, yeah, that's not a stunningly good one in my opinion. I know that one really well. I think it's on MST3K if anybody wants to see a different version of it, or maybe they did on Rift
Oh, wow.
Tracks.
12 Years a Slave has been
Oh, really?
preserved.
Also really good.
That's a good movie.
2,000 Leagues Under the Sea from 1916.
1916?
Yeah, that must have been a silent film.
Yeah.
Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein from 1948.
Oh my God, that's horrible. Why? Why would they do
The
that?
Adventures of Robin Hood from 1938. Airplane.
Hold on, 1938. Is that the Errol Flynn one? Or is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Airplane. Airplane's a classic.
Alien.
Airplane.
Actually, we're going to do Airplane for one of our Friday movies. It has just come to Amazon, but it hasn't been released yet. So as soon as it is, we're going to do that for one of ours. Let's see.
Are you guys doing movies on Fridays?
Yeah, we do movies. Friday night is movie night. It's a watch party, so we're not live streaming them because I kind of like being able to do it. So this Friday is going to be Starfleet Academy. We're going to watch whatever episodes are available, one or two of them. But last week we did Cockneys and Zombies, which I realize has nothing to do with Trek. The week before that we did Star Trek the Motion Picture. We've done the new Naked Gun. We've done...
that was such a treat. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that was awesome.
Drunken Heretic has hooked us up with a couple of MST3K
Monday.
and Rift Track movies. So yeah, that's going to be our Friday night thing, is either a new game or movies. Next week will not be Manos, Satalia. We are not watching Manos. No. No, Satalia. Bad Satalia. Manos, The Hands of Fate. It's awful. It's awful. I can't stand that movie. There's no way to make it good. It's like Night of the Living Dead. It's just a movie I cannot stand.
It's pretty bad.
Oh, it's really bad. Gigi, by the way, is saying, of all the variations of Worf, including Picard, I like Season 1 TNG Worf the best. I like Season 3 Picard Worf the best. I like
Picard Worf.
Man, he came into his own in that one.
Yep. I like that when he fell asleep in the chair at the end of this.
There's just a couple moments in there. The tea moment, the weapon being so heavy moment, all those little bits are just great.
William, I should let you know I am a pacifist. We're all going to die.
I am more of
Now you choose to be a pacifist?
And I shall make it a threesome.
What? Let me see.
Right.
I will have to find those quotes. Worf is not a merry man. No, he is not. Captain, I must protest. I am not a merry man.
This movie sounds good. Mammoth sounds good.
No,
For the
it
time
is
period.
not. It is not good. I thought it was made by a guy who was a car salesman, but I believe he was actually a manufacturer of fertilizer, which is appropriate in so many ways. But I'm sure Satalia can keep me up. Oops.
The film was followed by a prequel, Manos: The Rise of Torgo, and a sequel,
Oh
Manos
God,
Returns.
Torgo. Torgo. I can't even do the Torgo theme correctly.
England, United States.
The Torgo theme is distinctive. Mom
Of course,
never
it has to be
plays
in
the threesome
Texas.
clip at the end of the morning stream anymore. I'm going to explain that to you in just a moment.
Oh, Nexus link and chat. Not bad, Mom.
I didn't even see that. No, Mom. I got distracted at the end there. Let's see what it was. I can do better than that. This ship should be doing at least 150, and I've hit 300 a couple of times, but I wasn't paying attention there. But we did good. We can't argue too much with that one. Let's see, what was my best single attack, though? Oh.
I don't know. I think season 1 Worf was kind of one-sided.
Did we have season 1? Oh, in TNG?
In TNG?
Yeah.
In TNG. He was very one-sided. It was just like a front-facing what a normal Klingon would be. But now put in a tight spandex uniform versus spikes and leather.
I think season 1 Worf wasn't fleshed out as a character quite. So
Yeah,
he's
very one-sided.
Yeah, well, I don't know one side, but one-dimensional. And they tried to. I mean, they had a couple of very Klingon-esque episodes.
Good way to put it.
What was it? Heart of Honor? Heart of Glory? The one where they find the 3 Klingons in the ship, and he kind of rescues them and then is torn between going back with the Klingons or going back with the Federation and lets them die in glory. What was that? Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Why he would be torn. I don't know why he would be torn about going back to the Klingons. You already made the commitment to be a Starfleet.
But that's because
years in training.
But he wasn't raised as a Klingon, other than that superficial amount of Klingoniness that his parents could give him, and then being exposed to quote, real Klingons and going, "Ooh, that's what I really am."
I guess see what you're saying.
Wasn't Code of Honor. That one was absolutely awful.
I watched an episode of TNG a while ago where they found 2 Romulans on a planet, and one of them had to get a blood transfusion or some kind of fluid transfusion from Worf. You know what? And Worf ultimately didn't do it. You know what? When he said, "I would rather die than have your filth," I'd be like, once he passed out, I'd be like, get the donation ready. When he wakes up, can I be here? I'd be here when he wakes up, please. Please.
Okay, so the episode I was thinking of is Heart of Glory. Yeah, that would be cruel. It's pretty good, though. I like it.
And then Starfleet can either decide to tell the Romulans that they did that to him, or he keeps it a secret, because I guarantee you, if he tells them that he has Klingon, DNA in him, they're gonna hate him. You know how xenophobic the Romulans are.
Yep. Hey, Gigi, my tunes are 5'8". Most of my tunes are 5'8", and I'm 5'8". It's perfect. It makes it so much easier.
I'd be vindictive as hell in that situation.
Oh yeah, that is just cruel.
You know what I do?
I love it.
Every year on the anniversary of it, I would send him a subspace transmission. How you doing? So then, with the first time it happens, the Romulan, tells GR, like, "Why are you getting communications from a Starfleet Klingon?"
Imagine Worf leaning into the Romulan, going, "You got a little bit of me in you." Thank you, Ho Hell. Yes, that's brilliant. And yes, Gigi, my original tune is literally based off me. She has all my dimensions when I was creating her, including at that time my bright pink hair. Now I've got purple hair because, pink is fine, but purple's fun. I think it's going to go back to blue.
It'd be horrible. You got a little bit of me in you.
Yeah, no, that is just so good. They could have gone that way with the story. That would have been funny. Is that the one where
Honestly,
the other
that
Romulan was
would've-
stuck on the planet with Geordi?
Yeah, with Geordi.
Yeah, okay.
And then by the time they got off the planet, the other Romulan actually liked Geordi.
Didn't know Andorians
he
could
was
wear
gonna face
Orion
back.
outfits. You're right. It is a glitch when they can do it. I don't have an Orion who can wear don't have an Andorian who can wear an Orion outfit.
My question is that since Tindy has been in Star Trek now,
Mhm.
why can't we have an Orion in Starfleet?
Well, you can. There's one standing right next to me right there. I don't know. Can you not have
But
an
is he an
Orion?
alien though?
Yeah, I would think you'd have to make it as an alien. That is a good
Wouldn't be that
question.
hard.
We will.
You already have the technology in it. You already have the species already built.
Mm-hmm.
You'll just be clicking over, yes, you can make a Starfleet one.
Hey, Gigi, you didn't think that woman walking past me was me, right? I'm just sitting here in a regular Starfleet uniform.
Actually, how do you know that's that? I thought DS9 was shared between
It
Klingon,
is.
KDF and Starfleet. So
It is. But it was an Andorian wearing a Orion outfit.
That's weird.
But yeah.
It could have been an alien.
Yeah, that's it. You can do it with the alien. You don't
want a
see...
Yaphet species in Star Trek.
Pardon?
I want a Yaphet in Star Trek. Part of the crew.
Yeah, me too. That would be brilliant.
That'd be great. Imagine the joke. Imagine the little jokes here and there. The door shuts.
That would be brilliant.
It doesn't recognize him. It doesn't see like the end bit of him. It just shuts and cuts him in.
Hey. Yes, you don't see many non-humanoid bipedals, though. Well, no, not in this game. Satalia, I hope you're happy. Hope you're happy, Satalia. Well, might as well get the practice in because we'll need it in 2 days anyway.
Are you going to be tracking Satya to every single one of those?
We should all send her a message every time we have to do gravity kills on Wednesday. It's the universal on Wednesday.
I've never played gravity kills. Because everybody warned me in my fleet warned me against that one, and I was like, I took it to heart. With like more than 10 people told me don't play it.
You have a maneuverable and fast ship. I'm gonna say if you've got that, you'll be fine. It's the big heavy ships that I prefer to fly. The tanky ships, they can't get out of the grav well.
They are slow as frack, and pretty much.
I'm just saying my Odyssey wouldn't really do well.
It won't do well. But if you've got the subspace fracture tunnel, it can be really helpful in this one.
I do have an Akira I can pull out of the mothballs.
So the first one's pretty easy. And let's see, where is the... Oh, that's right. I can't target on it because it's not an opponent.
I got some tier 6 coupons. I should probably buy the Alita and get the little unlock for it.
The Alita? We have a ship named the Alita?
Yeah. Excuse me?
Yeah, that's the upgrade to the Akira. Yes, we do.
Oh,
the upgrade to
totally
the Akira.
want an Alita so I can get her a name or the Battle Angel.
There's a movie 2 is coming, right? I believe that got greenlit.
It's been greenlit, but I haven't heard anything solid about it. I hope it's James Cameron again. For
Yeah,
a
me
lot of
too.
things, I don't like him, but he kept that one.
No, he nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a heavy. It is a Elita heavy strike wing escort.
So when Alita Battle Angel was coming out, it's the same time that, what's the god-awful Marvel movie with Brie, what's her name? Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Captain
Captain
Marvel.
Marvel?
Yeah, so when
Yeah,
Captain Marvel came out, the way they were promoting it to young girls was to basically give away free tickets. The way James Cameron promoted Alita Battle Angel is he helped people figure out how to get prosthetics that they could afford.
That's so dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It is. It's totally cool. And one of the prosthetics that was being worked on at that time, somebody has taken further. It's now wireless, so you can literally take your hand off and operate it nonetheless. And it's like, yes.
I've heard of the prosthetic. I didn't know
I
that was
saw
a
it
thing
yesterday.
Oh, give out. That's so sick.
Yeah,
That
it was
is-
on TV or something.
Yeah. It
Like a
was
morning
on
show?
some British news show. It's like
I love the movie more now.
Yeah.
That's amazing. No way.
Here, you want to see our movie? Let us show you what you can do with real prosthetics today. And here we'll help you afford them.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because the Elita comes with a destabilizing tachyon emitters console.
It should
Sounds like it'd
come
be fun.
with parts that you can take off and reassemble.
It's pretty cool. Dang, that's awesome.
Why is
More movies need to do things like that.
Hey Gigi, you can do Gravity Kills. What is this, Monday or is this is Tuesday, right? We're on Tuesday. It's been a bizarre week.
Tuesday.
Kind of lost track of everything. In theory, I have class tomorrow. In reality, we have a potential snowstorm tomorrow. I've learned that lesson.
Oh.
Do not drive 160 miles at night in a snowstorm. It is a bad idea.
No, come on. Yeah, it might be a good idea depending on the circumstances.
Hey, I'm from Chicago. I can drive it. It's just, it's a late day.
You don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm from
I would be
Chicago.
fine. It's
I
the
can
other
drive.
drivers you have to worry about.
The idiots that aren't used to it.
Yeah. Oh, and people down here do not know how to drive. Truckers know how to drive in bad weather, so that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, they have to know.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have a choice.
Well, at least the ones that are.
Oh, what the heck
Oh,
did
that
that
should-
happen?
Yeah, that should be driving.
That's interesting. I don't know what that is. Thank you. Wow, that was weird. Sorry. For those of you who just saw that big title screen pop up there, I have no idea where that came from.
What, the Twitch recap 2024?
Yeah. I didn't have that as a field, but apparently I got it. Yeah, this is one where it gets dangerous, where the particles are really, really getting close and you need to warp out. So, who was saying they haven't done this one?
I haven't.
Okay,
Got
if
it.
you get too close to the grav well and it blows you up, you get this one. The accolade is everything sucks.
Also, what you're saying is on my first time playing it, do that at least once.
Oh, you should. Yeah, it's really fun. The thing is something called spaghettification, where you are getting caught in a grav well, and as you're being pulled into the grav well, it's pulling you apart down to the atomic level, making you a long stream, a thin spaghetti length or spaghetti shaped piece of matter. And yeah, so these last ones are so close. However, if you wait a little bit, they will respawn closer to the anchor.
So, I guess the black hole's pulling everyone in while
Yep.
while you're fighting.
Yep.
Yep.
So these bases that are
Why
here,
would anybody fight next to a black hole?
because they're picking up the Hawking particles there, and we're trying to prevent the Zenkethi from capturing them, the particles.
Yeah.
So we have to go and grab the particles and take them back to our ship.
Yeah, pretty much. Black black holes are theoretically a good source of
Hawking
energy.
particles.
Yeah, energy, other funky stuff that if you have ways to collect it.
Our goal is to keep the Zenkethi from collecting it. Steal it for ourselves and collect it for ourselves. But that means you have to drop in and out of this gravel, which I have to give them credit for. It's a good game mechanic because you have to dance in.
Just mine the area around the black hole.
No. In the engine on this, the way that it's set up, is really well done. So the closer you get to the grav well, the more it pulls on you.
One thing they did well.
They do a lot of things well. However, there is a minor glitch on it. It's telling us now to destroy the gravitic anchors on the last station. And even if you destroy them, it still shows up on the list of things you need to do. Don't let it fool you. Just sit there and hang tight for a few minutes. They will go away.
Is it rather old? Is this like a rather old TFO?
Yeah. I'm going to say it's, 5-6 years now?
At least.
I mean, it's when Zenkethi was the current enemy du jour. And then it'll send in a boss babe in the last few moments.
I think Kathy reminded me of just larger grunts from Halo.
Yeah.
With a backbone.
Aren't the Zenkethi the turtles? Yes.
Are they turtles?
No, it's somebody referred to them as the turtles once.
Turtle looking.
Let's see, so if nothing else, this will time out in 6 minutes, and then we get the ending, guys. Oh, looks like we got them all. Okay.
I was actually thinking about bringing back my Akira because it was always fun to Tokyo drift around things in ships.
I was watching Taz do that earlier tonight. Zip, zip, zip.
Man, at one point you could like if you were within 5 kilometers of where you wanted to go, I'd never touch full impulse. Like I'd be 10 kilometers past it in like 1 second.
So I don't have my engines on, and the gravel is still pulling me in. So if you just kind of plant yourself there, it's still going to pull you towards the black hole. It's a nice mechanic. I like it. I think they did a good job with it.
That means it probably pulls the fighters in too.
It pulls everything in.
Pretty cool.
Dreadnought in 12 seconds. 2, 1, Dreadnought. There he is. The incredible disappearing Dreadnoughts.
I can imagine just having to keep control of being pulled in and still fight it while he ships.
It's a little bit more challenging.
Flurry of noise and shouting.
Are you happy now, Satalia?
Like every time you mention, every time you say Gravity Kills, I think of the band from the 2000s.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, they did a few of the songs for Mortal Kombat, the movies.
Let's see. So we have coming up a live performance of all the music from Final Fantasy 14. Is that the one that's coming up? They're
Which
doing.
one?
Let's see. Let me take a look here. I bought the tickets like 6
months ago. Are we on like version
ago.
different like version 14 or 15 of just Final Fantasy 14?
That's one concert. Hang on a second. I've got so many concert tickets. Because for whatever reason, they put all the really good stuff right next to each other.
Of course.
That's still that one. Where did I put the other one?
But you think it'd be smarter to space it out so people would go to all of it,
Yeah,
But-
I mean, no, that's the wrong one there.
not back to back, to where you're like, well, I guess I'm just, which one do you want to see? The one we can't
It's
see them
two
all.
weekends in a row. Oh my goodness, I can't find my tickets here. I will be extremely annoyed if I did that. Well, heck, I can't find my tickets. That's annoying.
My neighbor was telling me that Jesus Christ Superstar is coming to town.
They did
Next
that one
month.
too. That would be fun. Well,
I
goodness
saw
gracious.
the last. I saw Tim Neal's last performance as Jesus before he retired.
He's a little high pitched for me as Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer it. Who sang it on the album?
He did.
No, he did not.
Oh no, wait, no, because they moved. Yeah, that's right. Forget that there's a movie album and then the original Broadway performance. That album.
Right. It was. Give it to me here. The 1971. That's what I'm thinking of. Was. Come on, give me the name of the singer, please. Really? I'm going through this. Ian Gillian. From Deep Purple, for those of you who want to hear rock music. Completely different voice than Ted Neely, who, like I said, for me is a little high-pitched.
He got deeper when he got older.
I would think so, yeah.
Who's this?
Yeah, that's it. Finally came down. Was it? Oh, I'm sorry. Was that out loud?
Yes. Let's see. Oh. Well,
I'll tell you one thing though. They did a 2000 version of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was so disappointing. It was so disappointing.
I'm going to
And
have
you
to look
couldn't
for my
even sing.
theater tickets. Well, I'm going to get out of here because it is almost time for the dogs to not get their SNACK because they gave it to them a few minutes ago. But now I have to go look for my theater tickets because I'm very stressed out. I hope I didn't accidentally toss them out. I love the concept of just emailing the tickets to you and then I lose things. Always happens. We will be on tomorrow morning. We will probably not be on tomorrow night unless the weather really is bad and I wind up not going to class. And if it's weather is bad and I don't go to class, we'll be on tomorrow night. But on behalf of everybody here at the Darkmom Consortium, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Go out there, have a wonderful evening, do lots of pew-pew, and we'll talk to you later.